Mic check, mic check, mic check. Do me a favor, wait, show your face real quick. I just want to make sure that's you. That's not a troll. Oh, we cool, we good, we good. Let's get you up on here.
One second, let me
Hold
turn my
on.
mic.
Are you on? I just want to see your face real quick. You good, brother? You good?
All right, all right.
Yeah. You good? You good? How you doing?
Chilling.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So
Just
I don't
came
have
from a
a.
really awesome panel.
Hold on. She said no sound. Can you hear me now? Uppity, can you
I
hear me
hear
now? I was trying to check with the chat real quick. Let me see something real quick. The link if you want to join the conversation. Okay, cool. She said she could hear. All right, cool. Let me see something real quick. So yeah, no real specific topic. I just wanted to see if I can mess around with this restream for a minute, see how it's gonna work out, whatever. Because I'm debating if it's gonna be restream or StreamYard. But what's on your mind, man? What would you like to talk about?
Oh, definitely one. I want to not first, but I definitely want to get your input on how Restream works when you're through, because I'm actually thinking about using it instead of StreamYard as well.
Okay.
But what's on my mind actually, I think as men we have to figure out, because I mean I have a son here who's 2 years old, and in my culture, I'm from America. We were always taught if someone hits you, you have the right to hit them back. And
Mm-hmm.
I think as men, we have to start teaching our young boys that whenever you even are in an argument with a woman, whenever it's getting like to get to that level, I think we have to start looking at that as verbal assault, and like we have to run away. And even though we might look like punks, uh, it's a pointless battle to try to argue it with a woman, because if it leads to anything physical, you're gonna lose no matter what. And I was kind of thinking of the Tommy Sotomayor thing, where it's like a lot of women are like, he shouldn't have put his hands on her. He, just because that she's smaller and he's stronger, whereas men are expected to just take that hit. And I think the logical thing is that we have to start teaching men that whenever even a woman is yelling at you in that kind of argument, like we can't argue, we have to simply run away. And I don't really see any other logical way to really go about it. Because if you do put your hands on her, you're going to jail. If you even
Right.
push her away, so that's kind of what I was on my mind. Is like, what would you, if you have kids or young, like, what will you teach your children to do when a woman is like has you in that kind of environment where she's trying to bait you into making a physical altercation?
Well, I think first of all, when you're in a situation like that, you have to be mindful of the factors that's going to intensify it. One, drinking. Two, not only one woman, but other women being around. And then of course, three, I'm saying, you're looking at what it is that you're tolerating. If you know that you don't have a high tolerance for certain things, then you might want to be a little bit more patient with what you do. Um, you know, just with the refuse to lose. I see you, lovely. I see you, Miss Carolyn. I see you in the building. So I mean, I'm looking at that situation, just with that situation alone, that with the whole situation. Um, I feel that both of them had a chance to um,
De-escalate.
de-escalate.
Yeah.
De-escalate the situation, but neither chose to. But I think a lot of times, people are feeling like, okay, I'm in this emotional argument, this verbal assault on each other. And it's just like, well, the man should have walked away, and the man should have did this, and the man should have did that. And I hear what you're saying, but you gotta understand, people are everybody's not raised to be respectful. Everybody's not raised with a certain level of integrity. So all
No,
that's
no,
out the
we're
window.
raised in a roasting culture, and I think that's
Exactly.
part of the problem. We always want to
Right.
get the last word and get like the best insult.
Exactly. And it's
Shout out Baby
exactly.
Steve.
Exactly.
Shout out Baby
Yeah,
Steve.
exactly what you just said. We want to showcase that we're the baddest, regardless of
Right.
who we're going up against. And I think the problem is that when you're trying to argue, especially with a female is going to push limits that a male wouldn't normally push because they realize, well, after I cross this limit, we're probably gonna come to blows. However, some females who've never come to blows with men and were allowed to get away with those things, or think that, well, he's not going to do anything, so I can continue to escalate the situation. And I think this is one of those situations where it's like, I'm accustomed to speaking to men a certain type of way. I'm accustomed to putting my hands on men. You sometimes you see in the club where you'll see a woman get into it with her boyfriend or significant other, where she'll, put her finger in his forehead, or, she'll smack him, or she'll do something. And a lot of times, some men are able to walk away, but I've seen times where men were not savvy enough to take that, hit on the chin, and then just let her do what she wanted to do. So my advice would be, first of all, to kind of know who you're dealing with, and then realize that, you may have more to lose than the person that's involved in the altercation.
I think that's logical. What did the
Extent,
other caller chime into that?
Yeah, go ahead though.
I was just trying to give some leeway for the person who just came up
What
to
you
be able to
doing,
speak.
Hey, I seen you over there on Jessica's panel.
Yeah.
Some good talking points, whatever. What you think about this whole situation?
I think right is right and fair is fair. She should not have hit him, and we can't act like that didn't happen, and we have to be honest with it. If it had been you, if it had been my son, would I have wanted my son to hit a woman? No. As a mother, I would not have wanted my son to hit a woman. But as a mother, I would hope that I raised him different. But should a man allow somebody to hit them? I mean, out of instinct, anybody is going to react, and that's just the reality of things. That's just the reality. If anybody hits anybody, your instinct is to hit back.
Right.
Yeah, I hear women a lot say, like, I hope I raise my son to be different. Like what does that look like? Like, does that mean you told your son if I think we have to learn as parents, and this is me speaking because I have two young ones, so it's different. But I think we have to really start teaching them real de-escalation tactics. And I think in our culture, we're always teaching our kids, if someone hits you, you hit them back. Like in our culture, we're taught to immediately, respond. And I think that's something we have to probably rethink as the world's getting a little bit more different.
Let me share this with you real quick.
Go ahead.
A young lady spit on my son in high school. What you think he should have did? Be honest. Somebody spit in your face.
What he should have done was run the hell away, which is not what's glorified in our culture. What's taught is usually if someone spits in your face, you're supposed to mollywop the shit out of them. Like that's like the most disrespectful thing you can do. Like, no, really, it is.
LOL at mollywop.
No, spitting on somebody that's worse than slap. Like that's damn near a death sentence in our culture,
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you have to teach them if a woman spits on you. And again, this is something that sisters do when they get pissed. They will spit on you. They will. It's not even like a abnormal thing. I've seen it when women are drunk, because I've been a bartender for 20 years. Like when they get pissed, they spit. They do anything to provoke you to, physically get involved, because they know that they got the cops or they got their boys to fuck you up.
They got big sisters.
Yeah, that too. So
was it right still? Because now everybody in trouble.
Right. This is one of the things, like when I hear black women say, like, they want black men to protect them, I say, okay, you're right. But can we also get black women to protect black men? And they're like, what do you mean? What does that look like?
I think
and I'm like, it should be black women that if that woman spit on your son, it should have been black women who were around that, who saw it, instead of probably cheering it on, should have completely checked that girl and like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And that's what we need to see as men.
He got sisters, and so that's what happened. But what I'm saying is we have to stop acting like we don't see certain things. We have to stop acting like we never been through nothing. We have to stop acting like we never been in certain situations. We have to stop covering up for things that are wrong. Period. I lost 2 subscribers after I left that girl channel. And I don't care because that's nothing to do with what I'm building over here. I'm not building negativity. I'm not building for what's wrong. I'm not building based on sitting with people that are lying and not being honest with their own stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's also about looking at the type of company you want to keep. You know, hopefully the people that
Exactly.
you're hanging around with, you know, they don't pride themselves on trying to be the savage in a conversation or do anything that's going to put you in harm's way. So
Exactly.
you know, go places and deal with people who have nothing to lose and nothing to gain, but only it's about embarrassment, then I mean, of course things are going to pop off crazy. You know what I'm saying? If I
Mhm.
spit in your face, it's like, okay, well, yeah, I want you to do something so I can go get somebody else. And so, you know, the thought process is it really worth it? Let me walk away unless you're really, if you're not really ready to take it there, then walk away. That's my
Real.
thought process.
That's real. That's real.
And the thought process is 9 times out of 10, if they do something savage to you and you do something to their level of savagery, 9 times out of 10, they're going to go get someone else. And the story that they're going to provide the person that's coming, they're already
Exactly.
going to be on 10. So it ain't going to be,
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
the
they're going to
truth.
be on 10. So
It's the
the thought
truth.
process is, how far do you want to take this? Now, I'm not, you know, I'm kind of in between the Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. So it's like, yeah, I got a dream, but by any means necessary, I still react. The thing about it is, are you really ready to react when your children are there? Are you ready to react? You know what I'm saying? And you know tomorrow that you got to get up and you know what I'm saying, go do it. Inventory tomorrow. Like, it's like, what is the stopping point for reason? Like, what is reasonable? What is a reasonable response? And sometimes the best response is to just say, hey, you walk away and live to fight another day. You just, I mean, that's just the way it is.
You know, my total response is to, no matter what you think the end result could possibly be, it just comes a time as a adult or a mature person or somebody that has in fact really really been through some things and really really know what the outcome could be, that you pick yourself up and you move if you got to stand alone.
I agree with that.
Facts.
And that's how I live my life.
My
Yeah.
uncle always told me that the coward that runs away from the war and battle gets to go home and fuck the hero's wife and tell her, you know, how much of a hero he was.
But here's the
Like,
thing, brother. Is it really the, I hear the analogy, I hear it, but my thought process is, does it take more strength to walk away? I'm not saying run away, but realize that you have more to lose if you fight. So I think
absolutely,
it
it takes
takes,
more
Yeah.
I
strength.
think it takes exactly. I think it takes a level of maturity to understand first
Yeah.
necessary. You know, I mean, hey, you mad, I'm mad. You know, maybe we can come back at another time and hash this out. If not, you know, let's just go our separate ways. Versus standing there getting into a verbal back and forth, because the thought process is, at some point in time, I have to one up you. Let's just be real. I got to one up you. In order for me to win, I have to
Hmm.
one up you. And that one up
Yeah.
is not going to be respectful. That one up is going to be disrespectful. So then it's going to force you to now say, okay, well, shit, you done went there. Now I got to do something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I mean,
Your
that's
pride.
my
You're comparing pride. Like, who's more prideful? You know,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and like, I get that your son had sisters to go to, but imagine like a lot of men who don't. So let's say if a man gets legitimately spit on, like,
But I
it's
also,
unfortunately not even a man. Let's say a kid in high school. He has an argument with one of his peers, another sister, and she spits on him.
he's gonna
Unfortunately,
react, and
no,
it's expectable. He's gonna
but
react.
but unfortunately, what we have to teach him is that you have to walk away and get laughed at by your peer groups and be seen as a punk, because what other alternative does he have?
I still go through that as a grown person, so I do get it. I get it. I
So
do.
what would you expect a boy to do at that age, or even a young man, once he gets spit on? What is the proper thing to do?
He needs to go to authorities. That's assault.
Okay, exactly.
I'm
I
not.
But when you, even if you do go to authorities for a woman spitting on you, you actually usually you're not going to get justice.
I don't
right,
believe that.
right.
I don't
No, no,
believe.
no, no,
No,
no,
no, no,
no,
no,
no.
no,
I
no,
think
no.
there's a
That's
level
absolutely true.
of honesty to what he just said to his statement. I mean, if I go tell on you, whoever I'm going to tell in reference to authorities, the higher, you know, the adults or whoever's in charge, they're not gonna come and spit on her. So I mean, what's real? What's real? I mean, isn't it a eye for an eye type situation? So it's like, okay, maybe they might get expelled, maybe they might get in school suspension, maybe, but I mean, they're not gonna get that level of embarrassment of being spit on.
Exactly.
So you have
No.
to carry that stigma around for the rest of the school year or whatever's going on. So I get the emotional,
Yeah,
the
you ain't getting no
emasculation
girls
part
after
of it.
that. That's for damn sure. You
So you
can't you
Yeah,
got
can't
y'all
bag
don't.
no you
So
can't bag no girl in high school after you the dude that got spit on.
so you guys feel like that there's no way
he should
that
he should
if
have killed her. He should have killed her. That's what I think. He should.
And,
I'm done with
and
you.
channel
I'm
cancel
done. I'm
that
No,
done.
shit.
for real. So you guys think that, in no situation when you guys are, up against a woman, that there's no way in God's creation that it will come out in your favor. That's what you guys feel.
Unless we're rich, no.
I believe it would. It's not going to be an equal. The punishment is not going to fit the crime. I feel like if your young man and a young lady spits in your face, regardless of what you do, you'll never feel that level of she won't be in that level of embarrassment. You see what I'm saying? Not a do have a sibling or a female cousin that will come and say, you spit in my, you spit in my brother face, my cousin face. So I'm now going to take matters into my own hands. So it all depends on what type of justice you want. Some people want street justice and other people want to say, well, I want, legal justice. So it all depends on what you tell your son or daughter the right justice is. I mean, that's the real conversation. Let's be real. What's the right justice?
Well, I have two sets. I have a 30-year-old sets of kids, and I'm raising a 16-year-old by myself now. And those kids that are from New York are totally different children than my New Jersey daughter. And so when I'm dealing with different situations, I do have to kind of go to them and say, no, you can't handle it this way. I don't care what you saw growing up. I don't care what you think you need to do. You can't handle it that way. And as the parent, I believe that once we go to our children with that advice, which is all we can really do, because at the end of the day, when they leave us, they got these peers outside that they feel like they need to stand up, validate themselves. A lot of it boils down to, do you know who you are, for me?
Mm, okay. What about this right here? Who want to tackle this right here? Lovely says again, wonder if you walk away and follows you. What if they follow you? They persist. What should you do then?
As
Now I'm
as
going
hello,
I've taught martial arts for 20 years, and I say that you have to violently run away, meaning that you
Mm,
have to run like
run and
not
scream.
like
push her down,
no
push her
no no
down.
no no don't push her down. You have to
Oh hell yeah,
literally no,
yeah.
no, not push her
Push her
down.
down.
As a
Yes,
Women
man,
sir.
you
today are
cannot.
not the same like back in the day. They are coming at you like a
You
dude.
do realize if she can make up and fabricate any type of story, and if she has
Everybody
any type of
videotapes
bruise,
nowadays. I don't care. Push her down. I told my son, first of all, I tell my son he commands respect wherever
do
they go.
not
Both
tell
my
your son to
children.
push her down. Real talk, don't.
He gonna push her down.
Run away.
Because he
No,
got beat up
just
by
run
two dykes.
away.
We are not having that again. You're gonna have to
I
push her.
can't.
They trust me.
You're setting him up for
No,
failure by telling him to push her down.
no, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not. Their father is a police officer. No, I'm not. I honestly,
How are you?
after my son
Do you
got jumped,
honestly
beat up
believe
by the
that?
pardon.
You honestly believe that he was not going to get any type of repercussion because your
No, that's
husband is a
not gonna.
cop?
First of all, I didn't finish. I said my
Well, I mean,
children don't
we'll
go
be honest.
around, like that. But that was to happen. My son is big enough to restrain a female if she's coming at him. Now he is. When he got jumped by the two gay girls, he wasn't. He was little. Now he's 6'4", 250, and he's trained. So yes, he can restrain her. But if a female is attacking you with a weapon or something, you can give her a good push and get away and call the cops. Yes, you can. I'm not just going to tell my son, stand there and get stabbed or stand there and get spit on and slapped on and run. They will chase you. It's not like back in our day. They will chase the hell out of
heels
a
on.
man.
You can't outrun a girl in heels.
You're talking about at a club hunt. We're talking about like in school
Yeah,
or, our kids are young.
I've worked in clubs my entire life. Unfortunately, what
And
we
I
have to
owned a
start doing
nightclub,
is
but it still doesn't matter. I got jumped in my own nightclub.
So girls will hit a man with a bottle, and women
Yeah,
use weapons
or
like
a gun.
crazy.
Wait for you.
Yeah, so you have to run away. Do whatever you have to do to get out of that situation and get out of that
But
room.
somebody asked, what do you do if you're being attacked by the female? Don't punch her. Don't drag her. Push her away from you, and then you go get help. Go call 911. Push the person. Don't have the person all up fighting, beating on you. Same way, if my daughter was to approach a man, first of all, she would never do that. But if she was to approach a man, she knows the consequences. Come on, when are we? It's stop, man. Why is it all right for a woman to beat on, but then if the man acts, I'm just unbiased. I'm looking at it from both sides. Okay, there's no way, bless you. There's no way stand there and take that beat a man. You don't. Good night, baby. I love you.
Maybe we gotta do it like Harlem Nights. Maybe
Have a good
he has
night's
to step
sleep.
on her toe and then run.
Good night.
You said maybe do it like Harlem Nights.
Break that damn toe.
Yes, step on her
Yeah.
toe and
Shoot
then
in the
run.
big toe.
Get her the big toe. Was it
Don't
the
push
big
her
toe?
down. Just step on her toe and run away.
Shoot in it. Was it a
Well,
big toe or
that's
the pinky toe?
worse
The pinky
because
toe.
if
Shut
I
up,
think it was a
pinky
pinky toe, Mario. That's worse.
No,
If he
it's
steps
not.
on her toe with his size 13s,
It's not worth it.
no, just push her away
Unless you're in
and
Tim
go
zone.
call 911. If his big feet hit somebody's little toe, sheesh. No. Push the woman off of you and get help.
You gotta protect yourself.
Yeah, he has to. This is not, this is
Don't put your hands
basically
on her. Don't push her.
every
Just step
man
on her
for
toe and
himself.
run away.
I really
I would
think
use
it's
some profanity now. Push her.
a case by case basis, to be honest with y'all. Depending on
Exactly.
where you are. I mean, hopefully you can ask for help. You know what I'm saying, in regards to say, can you take your phone out, record or something just to showcase that you're not the aggressor? Because I think that the second that we as men do something to restrain a woman or protect ourselves, we have to try to make sure that we're in the right. And I think that going through little scenarios, having that conversation with our sons and daughters or spouses or siblings, I think just going with those scenarios, getting their juices flowing in reference to thinking, because sometimes you never even have that thought process until you're in it. So you've already responded incorrectly, you know what I'm saying? And then after the fact, it's like, oh, I did this because you never had this conversation.
Push her and run.
So let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys feel that this whole Tommy Shay thing, do you feel like Tommy was wrong, or do you think that she was right, or what? I mean, what is your real perspective on this?
They were both wrong.
Okay.
I think they both was wrong. I think
Both
she
wrong.
was wrong for even showing up. And
Right,
I think
exactly.
they both was wrong once because she said she didn't know he was there. Once they both were aware that we are both here, somebody should have shugged the next person or the guy that's the head and said, listen, we want to be separated tonight. We'll let you know later what's up, but it's not a good idea right now.
Yeah, I went back and just watched a little bit of it because I didn't watch it. And how I feel is that after the tough love segment earlier, I went and looked at little clips of it and I just feel that she already knows him. So she knows his character. She knows how he feels about women and how he comes off. So for her to even engage with him, I just feel that was a no-win situation for either of them. And then he paid for her to get there. So how does she not know he was there?
Yeah. I'm agreeing with the statement right here. I think they both were wrong. I think there was a level of stoppage on both of their parts. And, of course, us being us, what I'm saying, just people, not even black people, just people. I think it was like, okay, well, hell with it. I'm not going to be the one to leave. I'm not going to be the one, to miss my opportunity, because everybody really wanted to use Fresh and Fit's platform to expand their brand. I mean, if you listen to her talk, she said, hey, I wanted to expand my brand. I'm doing X, Y, and Z. And then he also said, that's an audience that he's now being introduced to. So I think that they both had an opportunity to stop. I think they both had an opportunity to de-escalate. I don't believe just because he was a man that he should not have reacted, because that's crazy to say. You just, you dropped the microphone, then you hit me in the face. Like, of course, I'm gonna feel a certain type of way. And I don't know too many people. Some of these men are gaslighting. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of these men are gaslighting, and some of them are simping, because to be like, well, I just wouldn't have done nothing. That pain shouldn't be put into your face. I don't think your mind is gonna be like, well, you're a girl though. You might call her more than a B word. Call her more than a B word.
Hello, everybody. Y'all hear me?
We can hear
Yes.
you. The way you
I'm
interrupt
sorry,
me,
Tough Love.
No, I'm about to put you in the
Me
back.
going on the stream is totally different.
It is.
So that's why I was like a little
That's
bit
why I'm gonna put you in the
confused to
back.
coming on.
That's why I'm gonna put you in the back, because you just disrespected my whole platform with your negativity. So when I see you on Fresh and Fit podcast, going.
I'm sorry.
Just know.
Oh gosh. You're funny.
I'm sorry. Tough Love, did you see my picture come up?
I did see your picture.
I know, and I'm looking a hot mess. My hair, I ain't washed my hair in like 2 weeks.
I'm the only one that can see you though.
I got the natural hair going all on, the glasses. I look a hot mess.
That's okay. Bless your heart. All your life.
I'm glad you wasn't shiesty though. You could have put me on the screen looking like
I'm
that.
not
but
trying to
you
embarrass
didn't.
nobody. You say ain't nobody's cammed up. We just having fun right now, just talking.
I know. That's why I was like, oh, I'm gonna fucks with him, because you didn't pick me up there looking a hot mess.
I appreciate it.
Again, it all goes back to it's okay to agree and disagree. Like, it don't have to get crazy.
Definitely. I think a lot of times we put a lot of expectations on, the expectations of what men should do and what women should do. But I really just want to say, what does common sense tell you to do? But see, everybody's common sense and their left and right margins are different based on their life experience. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people say, well, talking proper means you're talking white. See what I'm saying? But common sense tells me, hey, if I'm getting ready to go into a bank, or I'm presenting some type of PowerPoint presentation, I want to make sure that everybody in the audience understands what I'm saying. But I just think that everybody's level of common sense is different.
Yeah.
Well, Uppity, go ahead and say something. What you got to say, Uppity?
Say this real quick. And this is not to take no sides or none of that. Don't take it like this. What I am gonna say is this: looking at 25 and looking at me as 50, I might have hit him too.
Ricky,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ricky, look at Ricky Manor using these YouTube tactics.
He said YouTube tactics.
That's what I'm looking at too. Like, if I was younger, come on. If I was a guy, I'd probably beat the brakes off of somebody spit in my face.
I don't know, man. Y'all didn't take it. Oh, I see you, Ricky. My bad. I didn't know you was back there. Y'all don't understand. If she dropped the mic on his foot, which a lot of people ain't even saying that, but we saw his foot. If y'all saw the Fresh and Fit, so she dropped the mic on his foot,
all that.
and she hit him in the face. Come on, man.
I
Oh, she got a
didn't see the.
two.
I
Oh, he
didn't
got
see
two
the
piece.
drop
She
the mic
twisted.
part, but
That's exactly.
I
He
did see
got
the
two
hit in the
piece.
face.
She
I
got
Did he
saw
get
the
the
hit in
best
the
piece of
face,
the
but
drink
not
too?
the drop the mic part.
He tried
I
to get
just
the
don't
toe too. He
understand
tried
how
to
it be
get the
so many
toe.
people that close that allow all those blows to get through. I don't understand that.
She
What's up,
dropped
man?
Nobody
the mic.
wants this shit.
Hey, y'all do me a
Mic drop.
favor. Uppity wants to say something. She's been waiting.
Oh,
So I'm
jeez.
gonna give her the floor. Go ahead,
So
Uppity.
thanks,
Okay.
Mario. I was a school teacher for about a decade, and I might go back into teaching. Anyhow, whenever I was teaching elementary school, right, I taught all levels from preschool to college. So in elementary school, I was obviously the deviant teacher because I taught boys don't hit girls, but I never taught boys don't hit girls back. And the reason for that is because oftentimes, as a little kid, that girl is stronger than you. Those girls are developing faster than you. And it's not uncommon to go to an elementary school or a
Mhm.
middle school and find girls running those elementary school streets, thugging, crip walking, telling people what to do, calling shots, taking names, right? It's not uncommon.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
when you tell boys don't hit girls, you are teaching them that they are not sovereign over their own bodies. And that can lead to low self-esteem. And on top of that, there are times where
Right.
you
I disagree.
the
I
most.
don't know about that.
If I could just finish really quickly, I will honor your disagreement.
I have two sons. I don't agree with that.
Can I
Okay.
Hold
finish?
on. Her finish.
Yes,
Give her
you
one
can.
second, and then we'll let you go.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to pick back up my trail of thought. Also, when you go to a child and you tell them, well, go get an adult, right? That's what we tell kids. Not all adults are righteous in following the rules. I had a little
Right.
girl who my principal was jealous of. A second grade little girl, straight A's, really beautiful, really smart, really charismatic, the most popular girl, even more so than fourth graders and fifth graders. The principal hated her. And people were following the principal. And I ended up stopping teaching. I quit my job as a teacher for fighting for this student. So sometimes going to tell an adult is not a real option. You can't
Exactly.
rely on certain people's righteousness. So your body is yours. You have the right to say no. Even with my students, I'm just like, if you don't want to hug an adult, it's not, oh, well, I'm your uncle and you better come here. Uncle so-and-so, I don't want you to touch me. I'm sovereign over my
Right.
own body. I have that say over my physical space. I was also teaching Muslim kids. So when you have American kids, their private parts are everything that covers a bikini. When you have a Muslim, those private parts are larger. Now those private parts are her hair, her neck, they're everything her hijab covers. So then it becomes, okay, well, I don't want you hugging me, period, because my arms are a private part to me. My stomach is a private part to me. Don't touch me. So you are sovereign over your body and you have a right to defend your body. That's all. I'm open for disagreements.
Definitely
because
true.
Good point.
Are
Good
you
point.
are you a parent?
I am a mother bereaved. I buried my child.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
sorry
not
about that.
saying what you
I'm sorry to
studied
hear
is
about that.
Donors.
Yeah, that's
um
horrible.
I'm not saying I don't disagree with everything you said. I'm not taking any of that from you because I know you studied and you worked with these kids and everything. So I'm not saying that. What I can speak and what I disagree with is my son. I have two sons. And one thing I can agree with, because I think we can all agree to disagree, and I think some things can all be true at one time. Um, when the boys are small, the girls are a little bit stronger than the boys. But it just take like 1 year, bam, and that's over. I don't think that my sons felt insecure and all of this because his sister was beating his behind for a couple years. But I get what you're saying. Um, in school, everything is different. You know, I always taught my kids, if somebody hits you, you hit them back. Don't worry about the consequences. Don't worry about anything. Your mama or your parents, and my kids are not single parents. I'm not no single mother or anything. I'm married. But that's what I taught my kids, because growing up, you can't let nobody, oh, you get a pass. Can't nobody get a pass. Somebody bust on you, you bust on them back. Somebody hit you, you hit them back. Now, I always taught my kids, don't bully. That's not this. And, and I hate some, I mean, it's good to talk about this stuff on YouTube, but we taking this Tommy situation and now it's going to this and that. And I just think sometimes it get accepted on, everybody want to look at the male's point of view and nobody looking at the women's point of view, which is cool. But again, my daughter, she know not to hit my son. And it's not because my son is stronger than her. He's bigger than her, but it's about respect. And I taught them, y'all don't fight. You don't hit your sister. You don't hit your brother. I also tell my sons, and they dad talk to them too, one-on-one. That's their private talk. I have nothing to do with that, and I be hating it. I'm like, what y'all talking about? But anyway, me personally, I know my son. We tell our son, ain't nobody gonna care about your story. Let's keep it real. Don't nobody do really care. You're not going to sit up here and argue with a girl because you're not going to win. Leave. Especially, how about this, y'all? How about this? Especially if that ain't your girl. If y'all not doing nothing, she ain't doing this, why you arguing with her? That's like me arguing with some man and he ain't my man. I ain't arguing with him. And that's all I wanted to say, y'all.
I think that's a really.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't believe in hitting a woman. My second wife pissed me off. I mean, she really pissed me off. She done a number on me, man. So what I done was, I agreed with her. She called me a son of a bitch. I said I agree. She called me every name in the book. I said I totally agree. She even dropped the N-bomb on me. I said I totally agree.
The what bomb?
The N-bomb.
Oh, okay.
So that night when she went to sleep, I cut her hair.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
I thought you were about to say you cut her throat.
Oh, wow.
Damn, Sam Delilah reversed over here.
Oh,
Is your
What
killer?
the hell?
She went to bed calling me a bald-headed N-word.
Well, she might have seen that worse than a hit.
This is turning into a public confession.
She went to bed calling me a bald-headed N-word. She woke up to me calling her a bald-headed. I can't say it on here, but
This is tough love snap.
Your wife was.
You wouldn't even be here to tell your story right now. I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah, to hear. Oh.
Nope.
That's crazy.
Do not advise.
I hope I'm not giving anybody out there
I'd
any
rather
ideas.
get hit. I'd rather
You
get
are.
hit. You not cutting my hair. Fuck out.
Nah, that's why I made sure I was gone the next day.
It's definitely assault. It's
never
illegal.
going back.
That's emotional
If you never
abuse.
went back after you cut her hair.
That's emotional abuse.
No.
It's sure, but
Oh,
legally,
okay.
you can go to jail for that, just like you can for breaking her vase.
Oh. Well, she didn't press charges.
He's like, oh well.
Don't worry, I'm gonna probably put this on private anyway. We don't want anybody else hearing this. Them YouTube tactics.
Mario is like, oh hell no.
I thought he was going
He
to say
done do
something.
Samson and
I
Delilah.
thought he was going to say something regular. He went to I cut her hair. Like,
No,
man,
but
I'm thinking
no,
you're like
listen,
a
but he
serial
said-
killer or something.
He must have
I cut
been
her. I
really
was like,
thinking.
Uh-oh. He said I cut her. I was like, oh God.
I cut her hair.
Oh,
But you
okay,
know what?
Ricky done cut her.
The worst thing, one of the worst things you could do to a woman.
Hey, that's what you do, man. You don't have to go putting your hands on a woman.
Just cut her hair.
So assault.
All Tommy had to do was give that woman $5,000 because I know he had it.
Just
Give her $5,000, bring her back to the hotel room, and cut her hair while she was
And
asleep.
you know what? What's so disturbing
You
is
mean
that
just
he's
take it off?
talking so calm right now. This man is
I
disturbing.
know. He got plans.
I mean, she dropped the mic on his foot. What was he supposed to do?
She got a little toe.
I'm sorry. Hey, he was asking for that though. Come on now. You know there's only so many words you can call a black woman before she hits your ass.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have been
Yeah.
sitting that close to a
why
black
y'all?
woman.
But why y'all? What? I mean, see, here we go. Why can't any woman?
No, a white woman, you call her a bitch, and she gonna be like, "Yeah, I know, I'm that bitch." You know, she
Your
ain't
wife
gonna.
is white. Is
Yeah.
that why the N-word was a big deal?
Yeah, that's a deal breaker to me.
Okay.
Hold on, she was black or she was white?
Oh, my ex-wife is a white woman.
Oh, I thought she was black. Oh, that's fucked up because I don't even care no more.
But the funny part is though, this is a word that you call a white woman, and she's ready to swing out on you too. That's like if he had
Oh damn, I don't even care no more. That's messed up.
if he looked at that white woman that was sitting next to him and called her the C word, oh boy, it would have been over for Tommy.
This is what I want to
Oh,
say.
you know what? I never looked at that
You know
word
what?
as a big word.
I don't give
C-word.
power to the N-word, but at the same time, it just comes down to respect, mutual respect, and how we raise our kids in the home and then send them out. And if you raise, like I raised my kids to be very secure, we don't know the word insecure. We don't know the word can't. We don't know those words that, well, their dad taught them all that. He's more militant. And we were married. And it's like, they don't know. So they were raised to be secure. I understand there are some insecurities along the way, just being a teenager or anything, but then that's where we come in and reinforce that in them and let them know you the words. That's why I said if it gets to the point where somebody spit on one of my kids or put hands, yes, Blaze, push the shit out of her. Yes, if she's putting hands on you, push her down, because there's no way he doesn't disrespect any females. He's not that type. He opens the door for you, he pulls your chair out. That's how I raised them. So, and my daughter the same. So therefore, there should be no hands. You have to have mutual respect. And in the home, what a child sees in the home is usually what they're going to display when they're not in the home. So
well,
that's how I feel. You just it's respect, and you have to teach your kids. It starts at home. That's the major part.
It comes down to this too. There are certain things that you can trigger people. Like I talk a lot of trash about Tasha K online. Do you think I'd have that kind of smoke for Tasha K to her face? And I'm a big man. Do you think I would have that kind of smoke with Tasha K to her face? That trash I call her online. Do you think that I'd be like, if Tasha K stepped to my front door right now, I'd be like, come on inside, because South Carolina's a stand your ground law. So she comes in, and that's her ass. But if we out in public,
see the interview between the girl who fought with Tommy and Tasha K, because she kind of here's my problem. She knew that she was being set up, right? They were giving them alcohol. They were cutting the camera whenever the non-Black girls would get out of line or triggered, and then they'd keep rolling with her. And I'm just like, at some point, you have to own the fact, like, you saw you were getting set up. You saw that you were dark skinned, that you were this monoracial, unambiguously Black woman, and they don't like you. Like, she said that she didn't do her research on Tommy and that she hadn't known. And she's really young. And if these girls are Gen Z,
that's my thing.
They
But
really
in the beginning,
know.
she said she didn't say that she thought she wasn't getting set up, which she probably was. But she said, wait a minute, she said they was cutting off stuff with the other girls.
Yeah,
I didn't know that either.
She said
I didn't hear that part. What
Like,
was they doing with the other girls?
she was saying that they were stopping the camera whenever the girls would get out of character, out of line, or triggered by something, and they would make sure those girls were okay, but they weren't doing the same thing with the Black girls. And I'm just like, at that point, your Black girl's spidey sense is tingling, and you should have gotten up and walked away, and every Black woman in there should have left with you. My video on my channel was, why were you there? I don't understand why you would go and show
But this was my
as a Black woman.
Right.
But her and Tommy did actually have something going on, to your point earlier. What's your name? The lady with the L? What
Lonnie?
Lovely.
Hi, Lonnie.
Mhm.
So
Hi.
earlier you were just like, why would you argue like that with a man that you're not with? Her and Tommy had something going on. Tommy
Right,
flew.
I understand that part. Yep.
So she
But
felt like you're not
what
gonna
I was
blame
trying
me
to figure
after
out, how
lying.
can they stop the video and do this? Because I thought they videos was live. I thought they
Sometimes they're
shows
live,
went
sometimes they're
live.
uploaded.
No,
Sometimes
they
they're
filming right
sometimes
there.
they're
He still
uploaded,
has the.
sometimes they're premieres.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. Here's the thought process. I
Mhm.
don't even think here the way Shay is talking, to be honest with you, I think right now she's saying anything to cover her tracks. I don't think no stoppage was happening. And whether they stopped anything or
Yeah,
not,
I don't think so either, because they film live. Like for the actual show is live. Now whatever they did behind the scenes or this and that and the third, she could talk about that. But how can they stop this and do that? Because they shows are live, and I watch Fresh and Fit. Now I'm not saying I watch every show, this and third, but I watch enough. I watch a lot of disturbing shit on YouTube for years. So I try
look at her
not to
snitching
get
on herself. Look at her snitching on herself.
sensitive. No, I'm not snitching. I just I tell y'all, I keep it real. I be everywhere. So I just don't be surprised at certain stuff. But my fairness kick in when sometimes when I do want to be petty, I be like, damn, I gotta be fair, Lonnie. Be fair. So to be fair, I'm like, how can you stop this and stop this when what's going on is live? Now before they start, whatever stop, and then they do but how can they stop something and stop this and stop that when they're
Okay,
live?
so
They
let's
shows are
say she's
live.
lying about that. Let's say she's lying about that. I think what went wrong there, because here's what psychology says. Psychology says verbal abuse is actually worse than physical abuse. And this is a conversation that is hard
That's
for
true, and I brought that up too.
this is a conversation that's hard for us to have because oftentimes domestic violence affects us, and we get hit in the face, and our teeth and our beauty and things decline, right? So we have obviously more to lose when things get physical. But in reality, and hear me out, because Tommy was the one who was being verbally abusive, not her. But
Yep,
I'm
I
saying
said the same
they
thing.
are so similar in terms of how they affect you. So by the time a person is getting verbally abusive and you know that you can't sit there and hold that hot coal, you need to get up and walk away. You shouldn't be there for that conversation. If this
I
live
agree with the
stream got to
teacher
a
now.
point where I couldn't handle who I'm talking to, I'm hanging up. That's the best that I can do.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and as an older woman, and I pray that someone in her age or younger is listening, because I too been through my stuff as a young mom and a young teen, and I just hope that I'm a different kind of example than whatever it is that they're partaking into their mind that's causing them to feel like they have to do certain things or live a certain way, to just kind of let them know that there is a different kind of light at the end of the tunnel. And so my goal is just to be a better example to people who I once was, in life, not selling myself or nothing, but it was a time where, I'm going to get up and you're going to get what you asked for. You feel me? But I grew out of those things, and not to justify, but my reasoning was I saw a lot in my home. And as I grew, I knew that I wasn't going to allow certain things in my life. And so I always was defensive. I would hit you back, or I would hit you because you can't hit me first. I was taught that first blow could take you out. And a lot of us was, let's be real. But again, I just pray that someone can get a better example out of, what I bring out here. And so I just wanted to share that.
I think the cyber world has people really jacked up because everybody's a gangster behind a keyboard. Everybody
It is.
Yeah, that's true.
out behind a monitor and an avatar, and they get to be so big and so bad that we have this culture of saying radical things to one another, just incredible things that would literally get you put down if it happened in person. And there's not enough face-to-face anymore. There's not enough in-person anymore, because we are naturally going to behave a little bit different because then there comes separating the wheat from the chaff, right? Then you figure out that there are people who are about that life. There are people on YouTube who have won, pissing battles because they have to mouth, but in person, that person would have been easily defeated by the person that they, cyber bullied or cyber defeated. So you have kids who are watching this and they've grown up this way. So she is in her early 20s. She's an IG model. Even the kids younger than her, I've seen these teenagers, I've seen boys, I'll RA you blank P whatever I'll SA you, I'll do this. And I'm just like, for me, it's terrifying to hear because I grew up on concrete. So by the time you call somebody the B word, you had better
it's on. That's real.
Yeah. To fight like as soon as you hear that short I sound, right? As soon as you hear
unacceptable.
You have to be ready to throw down that backpack and square up. Whereas these kids, they'll talk about each other's dead family members. And part of that is because we have adults and older people online who are doing the same thing. And we claim we're so Gen X and we're so millennial and we're so this, but we're online doing the same thing, setting a worse example. So these people pop up with they don't have any wherewithal for that. They just go for it. And it's like,
I
no,
agree.
smacked. There are things I believe in smacking somebody in the mouth wholeheartedly. If somebody, because of the fact that psychology has proven that verbal abuse can be worse than physical abuse. I had a woman in here, let me just preface this, no, I don't support her husband hitting her. Now here's the story. Her husband, she grew up with him. Now she didn't marry him right away. He was her second husband, right? She grew up with him. He never hit a woman in his life. He hit her. And he sat there on the floor and cried on his knees so loud that her children that she had with another guy, right? She was divorced and remarried. The children could hear him, but he was so disgusted with himself because he had never, and she didn't have to, she knew, having grown up with this man, he'd never hit a woman before. And I'm just like, sis, I'll be honest. If I was a dude, I might hit you too. You have the worst mouth I've ever seen on a human being. This woman was half Asian, half Black, and whatever combination of being a Black girl and half Asian, like she just spit fire all the time, right? She's small and she's small. So she spit fire all the time.
Don't laugh, Lottie. I know what that.
I have had to walk out of her house. Y'all laughing because it's true. Y'all laughing because it's true. She was a spitfire. I've had to walk out of her house.
Listen, I'm a pass on that one.
I'm super peaceful. But I had to walk out of her house so that I didn't jump on her.
Wow.
You have to watch how you talk to people. You have to have some level of couth and decorum about yourself. You can't then freak out about consequences because you're talking about somebody's dead mother. You leave people's dead and their children out of the conversation.
Yeah, that's definitely a no-no. Yep. Definitely.
Let me ask y'all another. Let me pose another question for you guys. I appreciate everybody for being here. Everybody jumped on the panel. Everybody that's in the chat. We hear OnlyFans a lot. Like when somebody here says, I have an OnlyFans, or somebody's, you have an OnlyFans. What do you think OnlyFans is for? In your own words, what do you think OnlyFans is for?
I don't know. When I first heard of it, I asked somebody. I said I was thinking about starting one, but this before I even knew. I just thought it was a platform like this where you went. And so God said, well, what are you gonna do? I said, wait, what I'm supposed to be doing over there? Because I didn't know. But then it's like they just show different things. I mean, there are platforms that do deliver like mainly some content, but for the most part, it's mostly sexual.
Is that the notation everybody else get? It's a sexual site.
That's what I get. I get that OnlyFans are just porn, but within a couple of months I heard that it could be for other things, like some women just show sexy pictures or their feet. But to me, it seemed like OnlyFans is the upclass of Backpage or Craigslist. That's what I get.
And it's like YouTube without certain community guidelines, because there are people who just go on OnlyFans and they play video games all day. There are people on OnlyFans and all they show is it's just you have a fan base for what you do specifically. Some people just sniff noodles. They just suck noodles up their nose and that's what they do. I think it got its reputation for that because of its lack of regulations. A lot of what you could not do on one website, you could do on another. But OnlyFans has had a serious crackdown on pornography. For financial reasons. There were banks unwilling to deal with OnlyFans. There were bank processing and cash processing organizations that were no longer willing to deal with OnlyFans because OnlyFans, and it wasn't just OnlyFans, it was also Pornhub. All these missing children were popping up on these websites.
Hold on. I have a serious question, so I have to intervene. Ricky Manor, what do you do on OnlyFans?
I don't do anything on OnlyFans.
I'm messing with you, Ricky. You was quiet, so I just wanted to interrupt real quick. I'm sorry. I apologize, Uppity. You can scold me later. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I thought I was just somewhere to bring your content, but they was like looking forward to like, oh, what you gonna be doing there? And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to be doing? What do they do over there? But see, that's what happens when you don't really know what's going on and you thinking that this the place to be and all that. If you don't ask, you get caught up in some nonsense.
So I'm getting ready to start OnlyFans for reading the Bible. So you guys make sure you subscribe.
I beat it.
Make sure you subscribe to the OnlyFans Genesis chapter 6 reading later on this evening.
I'll be there.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate it.
You'll be the only one there.
All right.
I don't appreciate y'all not wanting to come and support the Bible reading. Okay, you don't want to support the Bible reading.
I ain't coming, Mario.
That is ridiculous. I thought we was tight, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Jesus.
So I'm gonna have Ricky come and bring his ex-wife's hair to the OnlyFans so you can see it. Is that worth viewing? How much can we do for that?
Nah, I don't need no evidence on me. This is the day and age of people suing, man.
He is a shrine.
Is it for sale?
Let me stop it. So let me pose another question to you guys, kind of switch it up a little bit. I know Ricky Manor. I think Uppity too. I think you guys have talked to. Well, I know Ricky has, but what do you guys think about Candace Owens and this whole IQ with Cardi B and LeBron James? Do you think that she has some merit to what she's saying? She's base. What do you guys think about that?
She's a grifter. That's all it is to her story. She can't talk about anybody. She's just as dumb as they are.
I don't even know what that's about.
Can we even talk about her at this point?
Yeah, I mean, we're freedom of speech. It's freedom of speech.
I don't know. She crazy. What
Mario? What was it about? Because I don't know what. What's going on with Candace and LeBron?
I could try to find it for you. I didn't really want to paraphrase what she said. I think I could find it. I think it's in my history. I'll find it real quick.
And you saw me get a no boys crap last night about that, right?
Yeah. I came in on the tail end of when he was really going in on it. So, but I mean, I just wanted to kind of open it up, open the panel up to just some different conversation or whatever. So
I don't know what's I mean, like this. It seems like freedom of speech. I mean, and I don't know. It's like we just can't talk. We can't say nothing. Can't do nothing. And for the most part, most people be right, and it's still penalized.
Yeah, true. I think that's even if Candace Owens, I mean, I know who she is. Everybody can say what they want. If that's how she feels and she has her following, more power to her, that's her feeling. And she has the right to, feel the way she wants. We don't have the right to tell anybody how to feel or their point of view. We can just respectfully disagree, I don't listen to her or watch her, so I don't know anything about that.
I ain't even know who she was.
So, but I know how she is and I know her point of view, and I disagree with everything she says at all. But, I'm not going to say that I agree with the majority of it. I disagree with the majority of what she says, but I do agree with some points she makes. Everybody has, Just like, what did you say, Mario? A broken clock is right twice a day. Are you the one that said that? So, you know, that's her feelings, and I respect people, their viewpoints and how they feel. You know, on things, they have that right. That's how I feel about that. And I don't even know what she said, but I know it's something.
Just for the record, I did not make that saying up. I heard that numerous times in the military.
No, I didn't say you made it up. I know you ain't the creator of it. Just say, I heard you say it.
Okay. Don't talk about my mama though. Don't talk about my mama. Because I will meet you on Fresh and Fit. I will see you on Fresh and Fit. Nah, I'm gonna play what she said so that way you guys can get a understanding of it. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Cardi B came at you.
LeBron never came after me. I actually usually go after LeBron because I think it's important for him with the platform that he has. And I think that LeBron is a well-meaning person. I don't think LeBron means to do bad. I just don't think he's that smart. I really do. I think LeBron James you.
Why do you say that though?
Because I've heard him speak about issues and he's so wrong. But I think he carries with him an arrogance, which isn't hard when you're being called a king, right? And he is an incredible talent. There's no doubt about that. He's an incredible talent. It's very hard to level yourself and to say, okay, I can be really talented, but also not be educated about something.
What did Cardi say to you?
I don't even remember how it started. Cardi it's incredible how uneducated she is. I mean, she just got embarrassed on Twitter. She was just saying stuff about politics, and I was just responding. I wasn't even being rude. I was just she literally doesn't even know what country she's in, how the country works. You know, she's hardly, you know, when she types, there's 87 typos in basic words, and yet same thing. She's mouthing off and saying things about it, and she literally doesn't understand. Like, I don't even think she understands. Like, Congress has a Senate and House of Representatives. She has no idea what she's talking about.
LeBron came at.
So what do y'all think about that?
You didn't have to call her illiterate, allegedly. Like,
Candace is everything she tells her people.
Listen, Cardi is not here to be that's not her job. Cardi's an entertainer. Nope. Leave the poor girl alone. Jesus. You know, and I'm not a fan. I don't even listen to, I don't give her music. No one with Bruno Mars, but that's it. And just leave her alone. She's already been attacked and, you know, dragged for all kinds of stuff put down. And, you know, just leave her alone. She's not politics, Candace. So shut the fuck up. That's all I got to say about her. Just shut up. Leave her alone.
It all boils down to that. If you know the person don't have the authority or really don't even know what it is they saying, then sometimes it's just best to leave it alone. Like,
exactly.
I feel like a lot of times,
mind your damn business.
Saying do different things, and it's like, should I say something? Because at the end of the day, I'm the bad guy in the end. So should I say something? But then it depends on the situation. You know, like let's keep it real. You see what we got all this going on with this thing. We've been doing this for 3 days. And tough love, what I sent you. You feel me?
Yeah.
We really got some other shit going on out here. Excuse my mouth. But we really got some things.
Watch your mouth, lady. Watch your mouth. When you said shit, you just totally disrespected the entire platform when you said shit. We all offended.
All right, I'm gonna get the tissue. I'm getting the tissue now.
We are very offended because you said the word shit. How dare you? Shame on you.
I'm going to get the tissue now.
I'm gonna put you in the back.
He needs Kleenex. You know, he got lifetime on command.
No, but I'm trying to clean up my speech, so that's why I did that.
I'm just messing with you, man.
But real talk, like, I know this is real too, but it's some real stuff that's really going on right now that nobody's talking about.
I don't think Candace.
Well, there's a lot of things going on. I mean, we live on planet Earth. There's a whole bunch of things going on that we could talk about, but sometimes you have to lighten it up and just, you know, throw in other things so that we're not just always in the dark stages of being on Earth. it's not like we have another planet we could do. We're all stuck here for, you know, our lifetime. So, I mean, I would love to venture somewhere else to get away, but we can't. So you kind of sometimes have to go with the flow. And as you get older, learn to let things go, because it's like, I don't have time to sit and argue it. So I just don't have the energy, the space in my brain. Like, I don't have the time. I just don't. A lot of things I let go. A lot of things, and we live in a predominantly white state. And trust me, I mean, well, one thing I didn't let go in the Walmart, but that was I wasn't gonna let that one go. But, you know, but some things you pick your battles, and that day, yes, it was that woman's turn. But
I've learned that,
you know, you just pick your
later
battles.
on in life. I learned that even on, you know, later on in life, especially, you know, raising a teenage daughter and, you know, just wanting to be the best example. I've had, like, I'm originally from Brownsville, Brooklyn, but I live in Jersey now. And so my grown kids that are from Brooklyn, they say things like, "Mom, you don't even act like where you from." And I'm like, do I have to act like that because I'm from there? No. God brought me away from certain things. And so I don't want to, you know what I mean?
Yes,
So
exactly.
that's why I get when people say they at 1,000 or 2,000. Trust and believe, I know what it's like to be at 1,000,000. But it comes a time in your life when you want to be a different example, a better person. Though I don't want my grandkids to let me share something with y'all. My mother and my sister that are ministers are following me on YouTube. Now, why
So
would
they
I
could go
be
join
all over
Mario.
YouTube tripping? Why? You know, some years ago, I would have never told my mother I had a YouTube. But I know that my goal is to do better and be better. So I don't care if my mother witnessed the transgression. You feel me? But that's just me.
My mother can't even find YouTube, so
So let me ask you guys this, based on this whole Candace Owens thing. Is it because I've seen some people say, hey, she's annoying, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But do you think that she's just using her marketing tool that she has available? Like, if I say something about LeBron James and I say something about Cardi B, that'll help get my message out, whatever it is that I'm trying to do?
Could be.
I don't think so much as she's trying to get her message out. I think she's just trying to stay relevant with certain things, because like Cardi B is not known for like her intelligence. Like, stop. Like that. I mean, come on, move on. Stick with your politics, stick with what you do. Like, that's enough. And Cardi B, even if she wants to speak on politics, that's her opinion. That opinion. She's young right now. I mean, as she gets older, who knows? You know, and she's not that damn dumb, because look where she made it to. She's not that stupid. So, I mean, Candace and some people need to take a step back. She's a businesswoman, and she's a smart businesswoman. So she's not stupid.
I think when it comes to politics, Cardi B is more in the realm of a humanitarian, social activist, philanthropist than in the area of a politician. So when she speaks to politics, you can really see that that's not her lane. And I think what Candace is saying is, like, you know, stay in your lane. Like, let's say everybody on the panel right now, right? We've heard of Congress. We've heard of the Electoral College. We know what legislation is, and we know all three legislative branches. But if you sat us down and gave us a pop quiz with, you know, 20 questions and answers about where to put all these things at, we might get a few wrong. Whereas Candace is going to get those things right, because this is what she does. So whenever Cardi starts stepping into Candace's lane, she's just like, honey, like, this is not for you. With that being said, Lawrence Smith Fields, the murder of Lawrence Smith Fields, would not have gotten the attention that it's been getting if it wasn't for Cardi B tweeting not once but twice about it. So again, Cardi's valuable here. She's just not a politician.
Right. And Candace doesn't have the right to tell her what she can speak on. Like, she's not in control of her body or her mind or her mouth. Like, I wish somebody would tell me, oh, you can't speak on that, because hell no. No, it's like my field, what I study. Now, if you sit and, oh, Lord. Okay, say if you sit and you're talking to you have to detect whether somebody is a serial killer or a rapist or something like that, and you have to sit and talk to them. A lot of times you would think those people would fool you if you are not trained. No, they will fool you if you are not trained to watch and listen. Okay, so therefore somebody else that's not trained, they could speak because they may not have gone to school for it, but they still have the talent or to pick up on those things. I would never tell somebody, oh, you can't talk about that. Or no, all information is good information. All viewpoints are accepted. So you can't just tell somebody what I can do, the other person can't do, because it's not easy to sit and listen to some of those things. But I can't say anymore. That's it. That's it.
Can I chime in on this?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I said yes like it's mine.
Now, y'all know Candace is how I got viral the first time on YouTube. I wasn't even expecting to go viral on YouTube until that helpful's name came out of my mouth. But here's the thing. She is paid to say the things that white supremacists want to say, but can't say.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a racially charged environment, which I'm glad that we do have cancel culture in a certain sense. But I wish it punished the people that deserved it, because I don't know how long you guys been messing with the internet, but I've been on the internet since it became, marketable to the general public. And
It's
the internet was a place. Huh?
Nothing. I said since the Stone Ages.
Yeah. Well, the internet, for the long time, racist white people got to throw the rock and hide their hand. They can come into a channel like this and spam the room with the N-bomb. Call you all kind of N-bombs and whatnot. What's up, Queens? That's Gems. What's up, Gems? But yeah, they can drop all kind of N-bombs on you, and they didn't suffer any repercussions. Nowadays, they try that bullshit, and they can lose their jobs. A lot of nurses are losing their jobs at those hospitals now. A lot of people are losing their jobs at manufacturing plants now because they want to get online and be stupid. So I'm kind of glad for that aspect. But the other aspect is, I don't like it where, white people that may have a different opinion politically can get fired from their jobs. So I don't agree with that at all.
Right.
But
I think it's how you say something. It's not so much what you say, but it's how you say it. And if people want to learn more about each other, we can have discussions like how, Mario is doing this, like tough love. Like, this is a good panel, like, to sit down and have those kind of discussions without being judged or anything. But I think it's how you say things, to be honest.
Well,
it's just how you say things.
Well, Candace can get away with saying things very rude, and they get behind her because of that.
Yeah.
There was one guy last night, Mario was in on that panel where I ripped into his shit. It was a white dude in there talking about, I got mixed kids, I can't be racist. Man, I had so much smoke for him that I had to make my own video about him. But, you know what I'm saying?
That's stupid to say.
You made a video?
Yeah, I made a video.
How long?
You did?
Yeah, that was this morning. It was like a little 20-minute video. But
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, but I went in on his ass because it's like I get tired of people saying, well, I got black friends. Well, if your black friends are like Candace Owens, then of course you have black friends. If your black friends are like the Officer Tatum, then of course you have black friends. And what I wanted to tell this guy, because he sounds just like the liberals telling us as black people that, she's good for us, but we don't like her. So if we reject her, then why are you trying to shove this bitch down our throat? If Candace Owens ran for president, how many black folks do you see running to the poll to vote the first black female president in? These red, I'm not gonna say rednecks because I got some friends that are rednecks. I'm talking about like these racists. These racists will actually they love her because, I mean, if you got somebody that would defend the McMichaels, that means they can go back to the day and time where they killed people that look like you and me and get away with it. What's up, Lisa D? But yeah, I had to bring it in. I mean, but I had to bring it in for him last night, and I get sick and tired of people saying, "Oh, I got mixed kids." I'm like, how many black people do you know that hate white men, but they got mixed kids by a white girl? And you can tell the code language they use. They don't say I got black kids. They say I got mixed kids. So what are they mixed with? I got mixed kids. I can't be racist. Why don't you just come out and say it? They're black kids. You said Barack Obama's black, right? Come on now. So you got, there's hidden language they use because sex is a universal thing. It's like I was saying earlier today. I'm not attracted to the wig wearing thoughts, but I mean, if I was lonely on a Saturday night and one was at my front door ready to give me some pussy, I ain't gonna say no. I wouldn't marry one, but I mean, I'd have sex with
Clinic
one.
check. You're funny.
I'm just being real.
Wig, not the wig.
I appreciate that though.
I mean,
That's what I thought about too. The wig.
Yeah, those weed wearing wicked witches, those ratchets, man. I'm not attracted to them. But if that was the only thing I had to get with on a Saturday night, and I'm lonely, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, I understand, but I'm not gonna like parade them around.
So
in my
you would
car.
go against your standards. So you would go against your standards, hide it, but
What
you would
man
still
want?
do it.
What man want? All these guys in the manosphere.
No, I'm not a man, so Mario, you would do it.
Okay,
Don't
I'm gonna
bring
give
me
you a
into
perfect
this
example.
bullshit.
I'm gonna give you a perfect example. These men that talk trash about Tess Holiday, they know damn well if Tess Holiday showed up at their house, they'd give her the dick. Let's be real.
I don't even know who that is.
Let
She's a
me
plush model.
ask y'all. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your statement, Ricky. Go ahead.
She's a what?
She's a plush model. She's the icon. What is it? She's the civil rights leader of body shaming, meaning that she's fat and basically she.
You talking about the fat white girl with the tattoos?
Yes.
Oh Lord, have mercy. That's a whole person. That's unhealthy.
I'd fuck the shit out of her though. I mean, I'm not giving her. I'm not giving her a. I'm not hitting me because if anybody want to talk about diet and nutrition, I could do that too. But if she shows up at my house ready to fuck, I'm not going to be like, well, I could put you on a diet and you can live longer. No, I'm trying to bust a nut for the night, man. If she want to lose weight, that's her business.
X-rated right now.
How did you get here?
Lord, don't have no conscience, man.
I hear you.
At least he's being
We're gonna
honest.
need you to go to OnlyFans.
I mean, that's why I don't go to OnlyFans. I might get caught up in the world over there and never come back out. I might find some kind of fetish over there and be like, hey, man.
You probably already did.
So let me ask you another question. So
Candace doesn't wear wigs. How did we get here?
do you feel that men should give men advice and women should give women advice? Because I heard this conversation and I wanted to ask you guys, do you feel like men should only give men advice and women should only give women advice? Or do you think that okay, can y'all explain to me why?
I think to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I think I can't give a woman advice on how to be a woman, but I can give a man advice. But if they ask my opinion or what I'm looking for in a woman or what's popular with me, then I think I should be free to say that, because I get attacked a lot when I say that I like a black woman's natural hair. Black woman's natural hair is fucking gorgeous. I mean, the kinkiness, the fucking, just let that shit grow. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted a damn long blonde wig, I'd just go get a white woman. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Cut her hair again.
No. So y'all ain't gonna live that down. I mean, but if a woman's talking like, you have these different women on these panels that they talk about their expectations of men, and then I'm looking at them and how they carry themselves, then I think that, as a man, I should interject and be like, well, what are these women bringing to the table that's healthy for a man to court? You see what I'm saying? And then vice versa.
Why do you guys keep picking the same type of women? I mean, why? Come on. I mean, you got to take some. Why do men pick the same type of women and then ask what women bring to the table? Like,
well, that's a flip side of that coin.
That's your choice, though.
But
you're picking the ratchets.
But when I give the men that smoke, they accuse me of simping. I'm like, hey, you can't talk trash about these women, talking about their weight and talking about their looks when you're not going to the gym yourself. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're broke as hell. You taking a woman out on a date. If she says she wants to go to fucking Red Lobster, or she wants to go somewhere more exquisite, because Red Lobster is like not really fine dining.
That's poison.
Yeah, and if you was to go, if she asked you to take her and show her a good time, and you done sat there and promised you could show her a good time, you got to deliver. And if you're on some Netflix and chill shit, then she needs to damn find a man that's going to fulfill those needs, or else that man's going to catch a headache trying to keep up with her. Just my opinion.
Well, you guys keep picking those type of women. I mean, what is wrong with Netflix and chill? I mean, really just chill, though. You know what I'm saying? Or what is wrong with saying, can we go to Nera or go get some coffee? you know, at the 99-cent store, not at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts. What's wrong with that for a female to say that? Like, not every female is like those women. So you guys date these women and then you clump all females into the same, you know, same kind of bundle, which is not fair on us that are good, virtuous females. Like, where you have good women out there. It's just that.
Let me break it down for you, because as a man, I'm a perfectionist on myself. Okay, I try to be perfect over my body. I try to be perfect over my finances. And a woman that's going to be in my life, I want her to charge me to be perfect. You see what I'm saying? If I'm going to give her, the time of day, and she's going to give me the time of day, and the package that I sold her is that Ricky Manor is the perfect man for you, then I want her to hold me accountable to what it is I'm selling her. I don't want to sell her a Ferrari and give her the keys to a Pinto.
I agree.
So you're talking about the one you would bring out in public, right?
Yes.
See
the
there?
one that I
See
would
what
bring out in public, the one that I'll put a ring on.
Right, that part.
So I would want to, if a woman tells me that if I'm sitting here with everything in the world, if I got a bag full of gold and she's asking for damn sugar, I'm gonna be like, well, you need to go find you somebody who's offering sugar. I'm offering gold today. We can buy sugar with the gold I got. You see what I'm saying?
What were you about to say, Uppity?
So the question that Mario asked us is, should men and women only give advice unilaterally, or should they give advice to each other? And my answer is both. Men should be advising men and women. Women should be advising men and women.
I think so.
On what it's about. What is the subject? I made a video on my channel where I said womanhood is natural. Every girl grows into womanhood, but manhood is a mantle that must be passed down. There is no other way. It's a rite of passage that you have to get from other men, right? However, there are things outside of manhood that men can, obviously, they have mothers. So it's like saying a mother shouldn't say anything to her male children. Like, it's, you know? So there's that.
Uppity, I agree with Uppity, and Ricky, I agree with you in some ways, but I believe that there are things that a woman, it's just like, okay, a man, you can't, like, if you want, you just explain what type of female you would want, right? So, shit, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead, y'all go. I'll pick it back up after.
I'm just saying that if I'm selling perfection, then I want somebody that's gonna make sure that I'm holding up my end of the bargain. I don't want anybody that's gonna settle for less, because if somebody's gonna settle for less, they will watch me go downhill. And if they're watching me go downhill, that's not fair to that person or myself. You see what I'm saying?
But once again, it's who you choose. Like, I'm pretty sure most majority of men, they look at the behind of a woman, the breast of a woman, the looks of a woman, and that's what they go with. Meanwhile, the woman is totally just taking them for everything they have. And I see it every day, because I just do. And so therefore, it's the type of women that we choose. It's just like people have a type, and they keep doing the same shit and expecting different results. Like my father said, that's insanity. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect it to be different. My father, he's Irish, okay, and Costa Rican. He likes only black women with big butts. But where does it get you? It's the same thing. So therefore, I mean, come on.
There's a lot of standards on women in modern day times that shouldn't be, that I'm gonna be honest with you on this one, and people are gonna hear this and be like, Ricky Man is simple. No, I think that in a relationship, you know, or the long-term relationship, especially if kids get involved in this relationship, the woman is the only one who has the right to get, you know, to gain weight. They talking about, I don't want no fat woman. A woman's gonna gain weight. She gave birth to your kids. We don't know the woman's anatomy. It's only nature. She's gonna gain weight. There's things that, you know, age is gonna do to you. As a man, on the other hand, we don't go through those hormonal changes. So why not eat healthy? Why not go to the gym? Why not, you know, take care of the being that, you know, we're put in? You see what I'm saying?
But you do, because when a woman is pregnant, or the beginning of a relationship, when everybody's happy, everybody's going out to eat. The man will eat when the woman is pregnant. So you've got to give slack. It's just about being healthy. And Tess is not a healthy person. That's just my opinion. I mean,
I'm not sitting up here caping for Tess. I'm just saying that's what I would do on a Saturday night if, I ain't gonna tell my boys I did
not
it.
even in a bad dream. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Because my standards, then if I'm looking that anything, well, maybe because I'm a female, so it's different. Anything that I let touch me kind of represents like me.
Yeah.
So, and that's, I'm taking on that energy of that person when they, you know, I'm trying to keep it clean, but you know, whatever. So I wouldn't just, there's no way. At the same time, I've gone 5 years now, no sex. It's ridiculous. I'm not gonna do it.
And
Well,
I'm not doing it.
I can't talk to you then about that because I can't.
No,
go
but I was in a relationship.
without it. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, I mean, and it's crazy because, and same here, but it's crazy that when you say that you're not in anything or, you know, you're not dealing, it's like people take that as that's a crime, that you feel like you need to save yourself or hold yourself. You know, it's like life is too short. You need to be doing this and doing that. But what do you say? Well, you know, I got an example to set. I can't keep bringing different men in my home until I figure out
that will never happen.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. And
I
so
applaud you for that.
And
because
so when
that's
you're out there
never
doing
happen.
those things, you're treated different. Why? When I
I
tell people
don't know why,
I was
but
a homemaker, when I go out and I talk to young teens in my community, and I said, you know, I was a homemaker up until 25. They say, well, Miss Val, what's that? It's not even heard of.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm different like that though. I mean, I mean, to me, there's 3 things that drive me in life that keeps me working hard: food, sex, and sleep.
I know that's
simple. Simple.
And they don't even have to be in that order. They don't even have to be in that order.
Simple.
Food, sex, and sleep. If you really want to know my basic breakdown, and this is
We ain't
every
asked.
man's breakdown, three things that's what's important to a man: food, sex, and sleep. And if you want me to get into more detail, we want the woman that we could bust a nut with and have less of a headache, because all women are going to give a man a headache eventually. So we just want
Not
to
all.
be able to bust a nut.
Not all.
We
Not
just
all.
want to be able to bust a nut.
If a woman that you're in a relationship with has a gripe and they come to you and they tell, this was okay, so I really quick, 14-year relationship just ended in October. 5 years, no sex, refuse, never. I would never. If I keep having to tell you to wipe off the counter every time you make a sandwich, and just after I just cleaned it, and I have to tell you that for 14 years, no, we are done. We are done. I am not having it. There's
You're the type
no
of person
way.
that
Now
would
you're
divorce
saying
somebody for
that.
not changing the toilet paper roll. Can you imagine that conversation? That
Girl,
son of a
got
bitch.
you.
I have had that conversation, yes. And it's unnecessary
Son
that
of a
I should have to
bitch.
go in the bathroom and the toilet paper roll is finished and you just came out. You could easily put your hands up, reach up. I know I'm tall, but you could reach it too. You're taller than me, and get some toilet paper, put it on, and put it where it rolls down. We've been together 14 years. He knows I have OCD. He knows I like everything neat. Why are you fucking it up? So therefore, I don't have time. I'll watch you for a while, and my word is my word. I'm not going to argue and yell. I'm just going to tell you, we're not having sex ever. And I mean it. And we didn't. Ever. No. It's a turn off. It's a turn off.
See, that's why men be getting them side pieces. I mean, I never had to go through that, but now
I brought him
those guys
too. He didn't want him. So therefore, we ain't. Never. So I'm that type. Like, you could go. I don't care. Go have sex. I lived a stressful life till retirement, and I don't have time to also argue after dealing with certain things or telling somebody to do a simple thing, flush the fucking toilet. You think I want to come home and see shit in the toilet?
I don't know.
No.
No, that's nasty. I'm sorry.
Exactly. But I was with a white man for 14 years. My husband for 19 was black. The father of my kids. Now, white people are different. So they do and move, and he's British. He was British. They move different. And no.
Did you drop a microphone on his foot and punch him in the face? You didn't change the toilet paper roll?
No. We're not doing all that. No, I ain't gonna front. I 300 kicked him one time.
Let me ask a question. I don't know how we got here, but I want to ask a question. why is it that the woman that comes or takes to social media and reveals parts of her body, not her vajayjay, not that, just show cleavage, let's say, why is she considered to be more of a woman versus the woman that decides to come and not show anything?
I
What do you
don't
mean?
know if that was ever said.
I think she's
Because
considered
the
to be
internet is
more.
geared for porn.
Say
I
that
think she-
again. Go
The
ahead, Tough
internet is
Love.
geared for porn.
Yeah, I think she's considered to be more desirable, because that's the way, you know, the media is pushing it. The more you
Mhm.
reveal, the more attractive you are. However, there are some people that, you know, they're actually finding those diamond in the rough. Those women that realize that they don't have to be naked in order to get attention. They realize they
Right.
have a worth, and they're saying they're leaving things to meet the eye. Now, when it's appropriate, you know, around the house, on a beach, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, you know, they're more revealing. But just to be, you
Right.
know,
Showing everybody the goods. Yeah.
right.
Let
I
me
mean, I
ask you
see.
guys a question.
But
I'm
damn,
asking.
can I finish my thought?
Oh,
Can
go
you-
ahead. My bad. I didn't
God
mean that.
damn,
My bad.
Ricky.
My bad. My bad, Mario.
Ricky
God
trying to
damn.
get that all the sex talk out.
Yeah, he's trying to get that sex talk out. I ain't mad at him though. I ain't mad at him. But I was just thinking that I see a lot of women, like, they wear these cocktail dresses or whatever, and it's like they can't do anything. They can't bend over and touch their knee. They can't. It's like all they can do is stand there. You know what I'm saying? So
I can't.
no, just real talk.
It's
then
real
I see
talk,
other
though.
women.
It's real.
I see other women, and they kind of they wear more fun. You know what I'm saying? You can't even dance with these females because, you know, as soon as they take a step, their dress is gonna come up. So the whole time they're holding it first and then trying to pull down their skirt so it won't ride up. And I said, man, damn, the whole night you got to do that? That cannot be fun.
You know why? This is how I feel about most females. They have a warped sense of sexiness. Sexiness, I used to hate back in the day when talk shows would come on, they would say, oh, this young girl is dressing sexy. That's not sexy. Sexy is something that comes from within. It's something that you give off as a female. Usually comes from confidence. Okay, when you walk in the room, everybody's gonna look. Okay, that's how I am. When I walk in, everybody's look. They feel that. They feel that, and that's how it is.
Or something like that.
Well, yeah, it could be the way somebody eats, or a man's hands, or something. But it's not what you wear. You can't put on sexy. You can put on slutty, but you can't put on sexy. It's just sometimes it's just
I just
not
feel
there.
like that's something that, you know, again, a lot of women that are more in tune with, you know, who they are as a person, and just simply knows that they don't have to show all they have in order to be amongst or desired. I just feel like we get treated different.
Yeah, you do, because I have really big breasts and my body is small. No, I'm not joking. So no. And it doesn't matter what I wear, the cleavage is going to be there. And I'm 5'10". You understand? So when I'm in heels and I walk in, yes, it's seen. Am I trying to show it? No, not at all. But it's obvious, you know? So
see, like
Ricky,
me,
you
I'm
are
bow-legged. I'm bow-legged and I'm knock-kneed. So just my
How
walk
is that?
like I am. And even when I was younger than married, like me and him went through a lot over the way I stood, and because it is what it is. But I'm just saying, it's so much more to whatever than you showing your body.
Exactly.
You're right. I mean, I'm 46 years old, right? And a lot of people would say that's old, but I don't feel it.
I'm 50.
I'll be 50 next month.
When I walk into a room, especially like if I go out to a bar or something and I just see the people turning around and looking, they do that up and down. I know I'm the shit.
Yeah, that's the part.
I don't, you know, I mean, some people will be like, oh, yeah, you know, only people that really get upset with me and try to.
And it's nothing intentional. It's just you.
Yeah, I mean, I got that personality. I mean, the personality
Mm-hmm.
I am online is the same person. What you see online is what you get when
Right.
you see me in person.
Hello, Jada.
And the personality is big. I'm big, you know, when people see me, I drive a flashy car, you know what I'm saying? But that's
Mhm.
because I've been wanting a convertible since I was in high school.
Right.
But, you know, now that I'm old enough that I can afford it, my kids are grown. I was like, I'm going to be me now. You know?
Midlife crisis.
Right.
No, it's not no midlife crisis.
It's a different
It's called grown and sexy.
I know that's right.
Oh,
But-
Jesus.
but, you know,
Men
it's
and
not-
their toys.
Yes, I love my toys too. If you ever hear me, if you ever see me broadcasting from my car, I rev the engine up so y'all can hear it. Be like, whoa,
I
yeah.
gotta follow
Oh,
you.
Lord have mercy.
Gotcha.
No wonder people look in. No wonder you
But
making
that
the
car
noise.
doesn't follow me into the bar. The car is
Well,
an
I'm pretty sure
extension
you
of me.
rev it outside so that they see first. Ricky, you listen, you come across just like you're just going to be like, this is me and here I am and just accept it. So trust me, I know you want some little stuff in there to be noticed.
Shout out
Exactly.
to everybody on the show and in the chat.
Well,
Hello.
hello there.
Oh,
Hello,
hey, Jay.
hello, hey.
Hey,
Who that
hey.
is?
How are you?
I figured
Why
he
you
put
so
me on the
late, Jay?
screen, so he must have wanted me to say something.
I mean,
I
Yeah.
didn't even know
you
y'all were live. I didn't know.
Oh,
No,
Lord.
yeah.
it's been
No.
4
You didn't get
hours.
a notification?
Well, it's possible. Well, you said y'all been on for 4 hours. I'm curious. It's possible
I
that
ain't been
What?
on
when
here
I
for 4
got,
hours.
We ain't been on here no
okay,
4 hours.
How do you play?
it's possible that I was on somebody else's live because I had just came
No.
in and one of the ladies went live and then she was like, "Don't y'all let me be on here by myself." So I was like, "Oh Lord, I just walked in. Can I lay in my
So you gave a
bed?"
pity. Gave
But,
a pity
a pity
drip.
fit.
I
pity
can't.
hole.
That's what I said. A
Yeah.
pity drip.
Can I let me
Yeah,
let me
that's
ask
true.
Jada? Let me ask Jada LaRue something. I want to ask, and I hate to rewind, but we're not gonna rewind all the way. I just want to give. Can you give us a quick recap on this interview, Tasha K? Like how you felt about it?
Why you asking me?
Because I feel like you know what I'm saying. I got everybody input except yours.
Good answer.
You know she like Tasha K. Or you putting her on the spot.
I mean, she wrote
Put her on the
input.
spot.
What's her
Well, no,
input?
no. Now listen, I can like who I like and still hold people accountable if I feel like I need to. So say it that
Right.
way.
Mhm.
I'm nobody's like puppet or anything like that. And you know, Tasha K and just about anybody by now should know that I'm just gonna be me. If I feel a certain way, I feel a certain way. And in my aspect, I will say, which part are you looking for me to comment on?
I'm just talking about the interview. What did
Yeah,
you
but which
feel
part of the
about it?
interview? It was a lot of different parts of the interview.
No,
So
just the
you tell
interview
me.
itself. I don't want to. I
Okay.
don't want to. You know, put
Just
you on
a
the spot.
synopsis of the whole
overall,
interview.
the overall.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, Ricky Manor is laughing because he already know I'm you gotta make sure.
I'm
But
just
okay, so
interested.
the interview itself, it was a good interview for those who do not like Tommy. So I know they love this interview. It was also a good one for anybody who was bothered by Manosphere Men. So they felt good about the interview. So it you know, in those type of thoughts, I think that it was a good interview. It gave those people what it is that they wanted. Okay.
Entertainment purposes, you're saying, right,
It,
Jada? Like,
absolutely. It gave
right.
what it was going to give. So that
Mhm.
part was good. Would I have done and again, let me get this disclaimer. This has nothing to do with Tasha K. This is if y'all had asked me to interview the girl, it either would have been no interview or it would have been a discussion about holding her accountable for certain different things.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel too.
So yeah, that's the way it would have went for me. And I am one of them people who feel like certain things men should be able to hold themselves. If they say the women are the most emotional and men are more, sustainable to their brains, then I think he should have been able to handle it before some other
Got to
different
that.
things happen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Though I also feel like everybody should know the consequences of what could happen, not what should happen, but
Mhm.
what could happen when you put your hands on somebody and when you start
Right.
calling people out their name. If you already know some trigger words are going to happen. So I feel like there's responsibility on both ends.
That's how I feel.
Right.
Yeah, it was a whole lot of responsibility that I could pass around. I mean, the people for the show, the guys, they knew that they had prior situations. So that's why she was not let know that Tommy was even going to be on the show. So since it happened that way, could she have walked away? Yeah, she could have. Did she figure it probably won't be any issues? Yes, I can see that just by the way that she shows her text message. So if the way that she shows her text message happened in that exact line, the way it was, then I feel like there would have been no drama. I know you said earlier, because I left right after that. But I know you said earlier that she could have she could have walked away instead of doing the interview. Again, I think if she thought that things could be held in a good way, that had to be why she stayed. Because I'm like, y'all had prior issue with each other. You've already been on the show and y'all didn't agree last time. When they placed her on there, I don't understand why they didn't sit them apart from each other.
Right,
They
that's
already
my
know
thing.
there's an issue.
And I feel like it was way too many people there for them not to have dealt with that before it got there. It was just too many people.
It's always too many people. It's always a packed house. And I don't even watch the show, though every time somebody is talking about them and they're showing a clip, it's always too many people at the table.
And just like Mario said, imagine if she would have felt like if one of them fell over that balcony, like it could have gone from 0 to like 100 really quick.
Yeah,
you know,
really
and that's a situation in itself right there, and I don't watch Fresh and Fit. I don't watch them at all, but it's just every time I see clips, it's never good. And they never have anything good to say. So if I was her, I wouldn't be on that show, especially after they say we don't black girls or whatever all that. Why would you even go on the show? Why?
Right.
And that is absolutely true. To HT Bald 1, it would be different if she already knew that he was going to be there. Then I would say, yeah, she went on there. It could have been planned. She wanted the clout. But she was already there. And then she found out that the guy was there. So I don't think she was initially wanting clout. I think Fresh and Fit wanted that smoke. They knew if they brought them back together again, knowing it was already issue and having them sit next to each other, something would pop off.
Knowing that he had
they
slept
wanted
with
the
friend,
clout.
allegedly.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because
definitely.
they
I
said
feel
themselves, no,
so.
she didn't know. Right. They were like, she didn't know he was going to be here. She didn't know that he was going to be here. And she was like, right, I ain't even know. So they said it out their own mouth.
I'm curious as to what it is they had her to sign. Did she even read everything? Because I just feel like, and I'm going to say allegedly, 9 times out of 10, there's something in there saying that the podcast within itself is not responsible for whatever happens. Which means in the end, whatever goes down, that's him. The podcast itself will not be held accountable. I'm just curious to what she signed. Do she know what she signed?
Yeah, sometimes they just sign so quick. People don't be knowing what they signing. So I don't know, but I'm going to guess if she didn't do research on the guy that she was going to see, which was Tommy, then she probably didn't really even pay attention to her contract. So HT Ball said she was dealing with Tommy for clout. If it happens the way she says it happened, her and a friend, she didn't even know who Tommy was. So it still wasn't for clout. So I can't just say that just because y'all want to believe that. She say she didn't know. There's people that I don't be knowing that people throw up, and I be like, who? You don't know who that is? No, because I don't follow sorry people. So no, I have no idea who they are. Sorry. Okay, so I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not even.
Let me
right.
get
Like
Jade
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Let me get Jade out the hot seat. Let me bring Ricky back up here.
Oh Lord, we got more sex stories
Ricky,
coming.
what's up?
Ricky, I just subscribed to you too.
I'm gonna check him out. I gotta follow him.
You gotta follow who?
All of y'all.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
I hope y'all return the favor.
Absolutely.
Hey, do me a favor. Y'all make sure y'all type y'all names in the chat real quick so people could go to your channels and follow you guys. I think everybody up here except for Miss Curlin is a content creator. So
Right. I don't do that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So y'all feel free to type the names of your channels in the chat, and I'll put them up on the screen so people can go to your channel.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
sitting up here with
definitely,
my.
because right now I only know Jada and Ricky, and I just subscribed to you, Ricky. I
Thank you.
don't know who else is. I may unsubscribe like in a week. No, sir, I'm joking.
Or YouTube
No,
may unsubscribe you. They've been shadow banning my content.
come on there and mess with you.
That's crazy.
Come on, everybody else does.
I like you. You're funny.
You haven't seen my content yet.
No, I haven't.
Oh, Ricky,
But I don't
Ricky
judge.
Be tearing it up. He be tearing it up. Like, can you guys see
Sorry about that.
the main comment section? Like where let me see. I'm gonna type it. I'm gonna say here. If you put your names here,
Lovely given. Here's the thing.
Oh,
If
lovely.
you
Let
don't
me
know
go.
somebody, then you don't know where they're going to be. If you don't follow them because you don't know them, like she said, you would not know what they're doing. There was a whole guy making a video about me, thanks to Tough Love, making a
oh
video about me
Lord.
and another chick. And I didn't even know for a couple of days until somebody else told me, because I don't follow him. I don't care about him. So how would I know? So,
Mhm.
if you take it for the face value of not even knowing that she knew, then no, she's not gonna know where all he say he gonna be. The problem is that they didn't tell her he was going to be on the show. And then they sat them next to each other. Now, could she have said, I would prefer not to? She could have, but maybe, possibly, she said, you know what, I'll just deal with the moment because I don't feel like having to say that and then he be offended and then be targeting me the whole show. You never know what the mindset could be. I'm not taking up for the girl because, there's some different areas that I didn't like. So I just believe that in certain areas, if you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If I don't know, I'm not going to throw on you what I think is the deal because I don't like what you did. That makes no
Right.
sense. We gotta practice emotional intelligence and stop doing stuff like that.
And they were
Right.
alcoholed up.
You say, and they were what?
And them women, and they were all alcoholed up.
It was
They got
wild. I was like, do I
But
feel
that's
like
that
watching this whole
platform.
interview? Is that what they do all the time?
Every time I see like a clip, like they have a lot of those type of women, and that, any clip I've ever seen, I don't watch them. So, and I never heard of them until just seeing clips. And I think it's Self Talk or one of those I saw clips. So, I just saw the part where they were talking about, darker skinned women. And I just don't think that's right. I just think that's disgusting and it's rude. And why would you promote or go on a panel that doesn't even like you? Like, are you going to walk into a Ku Klux Klan meeting being black, like me walking and just like, hey, let me sit on your panel and over here chop it up? No, hell no. So adults, they have to take, accountability for their actions. And she knew the platform she was on. I mean, hasn't she been there before? I think I heard Mario say.
Yes, she had
So
been on the
she
show
knows.
before. And she's been on the show before with Tommy. So I'm like, take out the factor if she knew or not that Tommy was there. Let's just take that out the picture. The fact that she knows what show she's dealing with, she's
Right.
already known about the stuff about what Fresh and Fit has said before. Am I saying their name right? Because I've heard a lot of different
Yeah,
renditions of
Fresh and
funny
Fit.
names.
Yes. Fresh and
Okay, because
Fit.
I've heard
Yeah.
a couple of names like Fat and Funky. It's been funny. I just had to know, like, is Fresh and
Oh
Fit
my
the real name?
God.
So, okay, because I don't want to end up saying like one of those little funny names for them, and they be like, "She talking about us." So I had to make sure.
Right.
But so okay, these guys, so she knows what their show is about. She knows
Right.
what their show is about way more than I do. So
Right.
why are you on the show? Why do sisters keep going on the show? And I say the same thing for Kevin Samuel's show. ladies, why are you constantly going on Kevin Samuel's show? Is it
I
because
know.
you
I
think
say
you're
the
gonna be
same
the
thing.
exception
You know
to the
why?
rule, even though you can look in the mirror and tell yourself you are not the exception to the rule? And I'm not talking about looks, but just the whole demeanor of it all. Why are you going on there to embarrass us
Exactly.
any further?
You know why? Now I'm gonna break it down
Why?
to a race thing. Because we as black people in America, we always seek somebody else's validation.
Okay, that's not just black people, so I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah, that's
But we're
like
the
just
ones the most
human.
vocal about it. Let's
No,
be
you see
real.
that might be your spectrum, because I see white chicks do it all the time.
I think it's
Take
an
that kind of
American thing,
abuse.
guys. It's not.
Yeah, it
It's
got to be
not
an
like
American thing.
it's an American thing,
Women,
guys. I'm sorry. It's not everywhere.
That's a
yeah,
lot of
I
abuse
can't
I see a lot of these
stand
people
that.
putting themselves through.
It is. I will agree with that.
And
It
I'm going to say it
definitely
like
is.
this. And, you say it's an American thing. Well, let's look at the 1960s. These white people said, we don't want y'all black folks eating at our lunch counter. What do? We went down there begging them to eat at their lunch counter. You couldn't have got me to do anything like that. I'm sorry. But if you
I'm
say
not
you don't
begging
want me
anybody
around,
for anything.
yeah, you don't
I
want me
wasn't
around,
here.
I'm not going to come
They
down
don't
there.
even season their food. I'm sorry. I know I'm part white, but no. No. That's just, oh God, a whole nother thing.
If you tell me
That's the
that you don't
thing.
want me at your
We
house, I'm
set
not going to come to your
ourselves
house.
up to no longer
Right.
support our own businesses just so we can go and put our money in their businesses. That's the part I
Yep.
didn't get.
Well,
Like, if
That's
they
we
don't
were
want
why.
we were
you
looking
there,
for
why are you
validation.
trying to go there to spend your money anyway?
That's
Get back
Right.
in
the
your
truth.
own
Right.
community. That's where we failed at.
It's the
Yeah,
truth.
Mm-hmm.
and we were sitting there. I mean, that's why I say, as black people in America, we seek other people's validation, even when it hurts us. And I'm like, that's something that
Mm-hmm.
started with the previous generation. There's no way if
Mm-hmm.
you tell me, any of y'all tell me that I'm not welcomed on this panel, I will leave. You see what I'm saying? I won't be just
Right.
keep coming back after y'all hang the damn phone up on and be like, I'm gonna be here. No, fuck that, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we
Yeah,
should
you
have had
Hold
that
them
welcome
approach
to
them
back
death.
one
then.
time and I'm out.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, so I
I
don't
don't do all of
understand.
that.
So that's, I mean, so
Yeah.
that's nothing more than these women are taking on the traits of the weakness that was in the generation before ours. And we do have things to be proud of in our previous generation, but there are things to be ashamed of. And the shame that's in that previous generation is how you get women that keep going back on Kevin Samuels, knowing Kevin Samuels is going to tell them that they ain't worth shit. You get these old manosphere guys sitting around talking about the same old shit over and over again. I don't subscribe to Cynthia G, so I wouldn't sit around and make videos talking about what Cynthia G said. I mean,
Ain't that the truth?
she only had one time to burn me, because I'm gonna be honest with you. My old lady used to ask me, why do I watch Cynthia G so much? Because Cynthia G used to have some intelligent things to say on her platform. And then slowly it came to hating white people, from hating white people to hating black men. And I was like, whoa, let me back away from this, And I'm like, I can't get down with this. She used to make perfect sense. But the crazy part is, you would not believe how I found Cynthia G.
How?
I was doing a report on what's my man's name out in California in the 1960s. He was a cult leader, Charlie Manson. And
Charles Manson.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was doing because I was I was doing this for one of my Masonic Lodge meetings, because people kept accusing us of being a cult. And I was like trying to tell people, in the lodge, what kind of, traits or characteristics that a cult leader have. And as I kept going and searching more on his videos, her videos kept popping up. And this was back in like 2013, 2014. And I was like, I was intrigued. I mean, I was like, damn, listen to this girl talk this knowledge that she's talking. And then slowly but surely, her channels kept getting taken down, and I'd have to go find her again. And then one day she started talking about hating white people, calling them Albanoid, I ain't gonna say on your channel, but just calling them all kind of names. And then it went from there to hating black men. And I was like,
Thank you, Ricky. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes. People don't. Hey, I gotta have respect for. Some other people, they do that to my channel. They'll come on my channel and say some real out of pocket shit. And I'm like, man, you trying to get me taken down? Oh, my bad. I'm like, no. But
That's hate.
I mean, so it's like you see these same people saying the same shit over and over again. Every video is about Kevin Samuels. Every video is about Cynthia G. The manosphere always, it's always that flip flop between. I'm like, okay, so let's do this then. If you already know the women that you don't want, tell me about the women you do want.
Right.
Right, where the solutions at?
Or
I
go
can't see
find them instead of being sitting on something to having a gripe with every female.
on keyboard.
Yeah, I mean, I work from home, so I actually see because I mean, when I'm working from home, I got my laptop on one screen, I got my PC on the other 4 screens, and my laptop runs in the background, and I see the same dudes on every other Manosphere channel talking the same shit in everybody's platform, and I'm like, when do you work? And then on Saturday night when I get dressed to go out, you see the same guys on the same platforms, and I'm like, okay, so I see what the problem is. You're stuck in front of that computer, and
Right.
you're not going out trying to find some pussy.
They're
And
in
it's
a
sad
virtual world.
Yes, and it's
gosh.
sad that I get propositioned more as a married man than half of these cats do.
It's because you're married too.
And I'm like, dude, I mean, when I went to the Manosphere meetup in Atlanta, I was around some cool cats down there. I ain't gonna lie. Most of the men that showed up are awesome. What did we talk about the whole time? We were talking about bettering ourselves as men. Not one time did we talk about these weed-wearing ratchets or anything of that nature. We were talking about bettering ourselves as men. If that was the energy that they brought to the online world, you wouldn't have these what I call scalawags coming along, looking at Kevin Samuels for a reason to clap at black women.
Okay, now I have a question for you, Mr. Ricky Manor. Are you talking about the one that just happened this year?
Yes.
You are lying. I was there sneaking in the cut, okay? Y'all
I was
definitely
there.
dragged the women. No, I'm joking.
I was there.
No, I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah, I
joking.
was there.
Smoke
Don't
in
put
the-
me out line. I got
Get
pictures.
in this fight.
I thought it was about to be some smoke in the city.
I got pictures.
I started moving the microphone. I said, "Oh shit!"
He turned off the Hallmark channel.
What?
I knew that would wake up some folks.
Listen, just don't drop a mic on my foot and punch me in the face. I will press charges.
You got that little toe.
No,
Oh my goodness. This is one of the reasons why I'm so grateful for this panel, like Tough Love His show, finding him. And because I really don't anything I am online for is usually educational stuff. And so finding this channel where he, gave everybody the freedom to have their own, I'm getting tired. Have their own thought process and to be able to deliver that and not hold it against them or block them like some other channels. You can't say what you want to say or you're blocked. I mean, then you're just considering yourself a god then. You're just sitting there and you're like, God, okay, you're a peon block. That's like, that's so, it's ridiculous. So I really appreciate the tough love thing and the people that come on because we get to speak. Look, he's asleep back there and we still talking. You know what I'm saying?
So that's really the reason why he always got his avatar up when we on the panel, just in case he fall asleep. He be over there with sneaky links going on.
Watching
legs.
that damn what is it? OnlyFans.
Hallmark.
Yeah.
You on OnlyFans?
I'm about to put all y'all in the back. How about that? The whole damn channel is and I'm dropping
Like he's
microphone.
not even here.
Oh shit. How many mics you got?
I'm dropping
We
microphones
just
on
telling
people's
the
feet.
truth.
I want
Yep.
to ask all the black women a question. If y'all don't mind me
Yes.
asking.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I already gave my point of view as far as like, Manosphere content and whatnot, right? Why do black women continue to watch these different idiots?
I
berate
don't.
black women.
Women
I'm not-
don't, but the girls do.
I don't.
I'm
Right.
I'm not subscribed to none of it.
I don't
It
need
just so
anybody to
happened
validate me. I don't
the
need
stuff
any
go
man
viral.
to tell me who I am or how good looking or attractive I am. I don't need that from a man. Like that's from within. And I consider
for your own
everybody
self.
beautiful in their own way. So
Yeah.
for
What's your-
somebody else to just cut you down because of maybe their size or their height or how they look, everybody know who is not attractive on the eye as soon as you see them. But if you get to know somebody, that person, their personality can take over, that whole thing, and you don't see that anymore. They're just
Which-
because I work with turning people inside out, and that's how I view people.
What's your height, weight, and dress size?
Go fuck yourself.
God damn. Wait a minute.
Oh my gosh.
This is a
Oh my goodness.
I feel like a lot of women that watch that kind of stuff are women that really aren't in tune with who they are, who really don't understand their worth, or who simply become accepted to being treated a certain kind of way. A lot of times women, they deal with these different situations because of what the person have or what they have to offer. And simply because to be honest, a lot of times women don't know how to build a brand or their name for their own self.
Oh.
I tell you what, I do subscribe to some of the men. I don't necessarily know if they're manosphere men or not. Like, Tough Love is manosphere, but he just won't say it. So there's some people who are manosphere
somebody get Jade out
men.
of here. Somebody get Jade out of here.
Well,
All
listen,
right,
she said a
got it.
manosphere. She didn't say a boyosphere,
I am not
I mean, you got to live up to the man.
He is manosphere sometimes,
You
and
think
he
I'm
don't even
manosphere?
realize it.
How do you think I'm
So
manosphere?
I'm
Excuse
messing
me.
with you, honey.
Oh,
Excuse
okay.
me.
I
What's
I'm
your
messing with you.
was about to get that microphone and drop it on you, but go ahead.
what's your height,
See,
weight, and
that's what I be
dress size?
talking about. Manosphere moments, okay?
He
What's your
said,
So
"What's your height, weight, and dress size?"
Just like
Ricky
I
better
had
that's
get
that.
dressed up.
That's that. I know Tuss
I
didn't
know
ask.
Somebody else.
a couple of people in
No,
the
that was
chat
Ricky. You
that
missed the whole
Oh,
hour
okay.
of
So
Ricky's
Rick,
sexcapades.
okay. I will answer that for Ricky. Okay, so what was the
No,
question
you ain't
again? What
gotta
is the
answer it.
height?
I'm not. No. I'm not gonna answer because if I ask a woman that, then I'm opening the door to get beat down. So I'm not gonna do that. Just
I wouldn't beat you down, but I'm going to ask you yours too, and then I'm going to ask you to prove it because Alicia can see videos of me.
you can
So
see videos of
I
me
would just
too.
ask you. But that's what I'm saying. So as long as you can prove what you say, it's okay. I ain't got to say nothing to
I
you.
don't even care. I am not asking. No, like that is so
It's not a
ridiculous.
bad
Like I would never
question.
ask somebody, "Yo, what's
But
your height,
it's
weight, and
not a
dress
bad.
size?"
It's not a bad question. It's only what they follow up with, right? So I can answer the question without being emotional about it. Like, oh, okay, well, this, that, and that. So then the next thing that comes after it, if that happens to be disrespectful, then I have a problem. But if it's
Right.
not, I don't have. I mean, guys were asking, height, weight. What was it? Height, weight, eye color back in the day. So I'm not as offended. It's okay.
I
It's
just
not
ask
that.
age, sex, and location. I'm old school.
Remember
Well,
that?
see, that's what it
Age,
was.
sex,
You're
and
right. That's
location.
what it was. Age, sex, and location. That's what it was. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm just
AOL
gonna
chat
keep it
was
simple.
hilarious back in
I'm
the
gonna
day.
ask you age, sex, and location, and if we have chemistry when we meet up, then that's cool. But if not, then it is what it is. We can still be friends. But
Are you
No,
using this as
I
a
ain't going to
dating
that.
app?
Aren't
I
you
mean,
just know
married?
it is.
you gotta think about it though. These guys get caught up. I was talking to my brother earlier tonight. We was watching the race, right?
No answer.
And I got one of these Oculus Quest, and talking about going into the metaverse, right? And my brother asked me, "How many people do you think is going to get caught up in that metaverse bullshit?" And I was like, "Well, the same people that get caught up in the YouTube world. You got these men that live on YouTube, and they talk about these dream women." And they talk about what they don't want, and they put that as black women. I'm gonna tell it to you just like this. I'm gonna put my business out there. My first
That's
and my
right.
second wives were white.
Pondering.
My first and my second wives were white. They're white women, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Huh.
the bullshit that you can find in the black race is the same bullshit I found with my first and my second wife.
It is. That's what I
Yep.
believe that both
People
The
are just
ratchetness,
people.
the
if you
fucking
take them there,
violence,
they will go there. It doesn't matter the race. If you take them there, they will go there just like a man.
I
Okay.
mean, shit.
Now, real quick, may I say something real quick? Because I don't want to forget. I don't want anybody to think I'm ignoring them. So to I think it was HT Bald one. Yes, I understand what you're talking about on that. Uppity Unicorn, thank you, honey. I appreciate the compliment. Pure Pondering, you are hilarious for the gardening comment, honey. Because, yeah, some of them do need to take gardening. Okay, continue. Thank you. I just didn't want to.
Yeah.
Can you cook?
Somebody said I was pretty when I came up. Thank you.
Do y'all ladies be cooking in 2024?
Yes, I cook
I
every
cook.
single day. Every
Shit, in
day.
2024.
I'm 2 years ahead of the game. I'm looking forward to Trump coming back. So
I cook American, Jamaican, Spanish, whatever. I cook.
Yeah, me as well. I'm part Jamaican, Irish, and Costa Rican. So
I'm a southern melanated man. I cook.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
My
I'm just
first
a southern
husband was
girl
Southern.
from Mississippi, so I absolutely cook, and I can cook in different styles. And I can also prepare healthy meals for the men who like vegan meals. I know how to do
That's the
that.
only meals we eat here.
Vegan?
Oh, that's right.
Not vegan, but just healthy. I'm not gonna say we're vegan or vegetarian or anything like that. My son doesn't really care for meat. I mean, we like seafood, fish, and I think he hates chicken now too. But yeah, everything is just a healthier way of cooking it, because you are what you put into your body. And I have 2 athletes, and then by job, like you have to be healthy. You got to be fit. The only thing that really holds me down is my breast. My breast.
I do
but
mostly
other than
meat,
that, everything else, you got to keep it, you just have to feed your body what you expect out of it. And
why you keep talking about your breast?
Because they're so big. And I'm thinking about, like, the whole time, every time I say breast, I'm still thinking about a reduction. Every time I say it, like, those are just my thoughts. Sorry. I just be drifting off into thoughts.
No, do you have an OnlyFans?
What the hell? Yes, I do, Ricky.
What is that?
You're my OnlyFans.
I'm trying to get ready for this church revival when y'all talking like this.
While you playing, he over there right now on old girls OnlyFans that was over there on Tasha K's thing that was dealing with Tommy. He over there right now checking out her
I ain't really
OnlyFans.
feeling her like that. She ain't my type. I ain't really feeling her
Oh,
like that.
Jesus.
She
She
done
was
hit
your
you.
type. She had a whole gap, honey. Don't even play. She was definitely your type. You was like,
Oh
oh,
my
that
God,
gap.
really?
Say that.
That's what I
And
did.
that's
Is
why
that
I
what we're
say
doing?
the
Is that
gap.
what we're doing,
You know, they
y'all?
say girls with the gaps can give. So
Really?
he was looking.
I never heard that before.
I never heard that either.
Now to think about it,
We're
that is
making
true.
stuff up. We're making stuff
Listen
up.
to Ricky.
They
Ricky
say
just
That's a
men with big
saying.
feet had so and so, but I have yet to see it. So go figure.
No, they say girls with gaps or those like teeth that reach out as well, they give good head because they be sucking on their thumb so much in life.
What in the hell?
Really?
Y'all ain't never heard that before?
I have never
We
heard that.
making shit up as we
Yeah, I never heard of that.
I'm gonna look it up though.
Saying. That is a saying, okay?
Really?
I look at
That
flaws
is a whole
and
saying.
that adds to a woman's beauty. Those kind of flaws that people like to talk trash about. That adds
I
to a
love
woman's
my
character.
teeth.
I don't think
They
it was
big,
an
but
issue with
they
her gap.
white.
Like,
I don't think having a gap is a flaw.
cosmetically, I didn't think there was an issue with that. Lisa D said she
Shout out
heard of
to
it.
Lisa.
Shout out to
She
Lisa
heard
D.
that before.
I didn't like the gap that I had growing up.
But
I don't think that's a flaw. It can be very attractive. I mean, just depends on the gap.
Well, I
you
mean,
said
growing
though,
up like in school as a teenager and being teased and those things, but as I got into my adulthood, I embraced it. People love it, and so
yeah, you should always love yourself. I mean, if it's something like that that's cosmetic, that can be fixed with braces, retainers, implants. You know, all that stuff can be fixed, and as long as your teeth are clean.
That's my part. That's my part. Yep.
If you want to fix it, I'm one of them people where I am more attracted to people who have freckles, who have vitiligo, impetigo. Well, I ain't gonna say impetigo, but the spots that come after the impetigo heals, and they have those different spots. I am just like a fan of people who have those a burn mark on their face. I don't know what it is, but
A machete cut.
Hey, listen, I thought Seal was sexy, and people like that's because he dark skinned. So you find dark skin people.
I thought he was sexy too. I mean, it's sexiness is not about just your looks.
Oh my God, Seal was sexy.
I'm about to get her the hell up out of here, y'all.
I thought Seal was sexy. I still think Seal is sexy. I do. His body's banging. He has a nice ass. I tell you that much.
Man, y'all turn the channel into X-rated after hours. Feel the sexy
Yes, you
bullshit.
did.
Hey, it
Hey,
is
it's the
what
I
it
truth,
blame
is.
though.
I
It
blame
is the
Ricky
truth.
Bennett.
I mean,
I blame
give
Ricky.
credit where credit is due, man. That is
Yeah.
surely true.
Yeah, like
I was like,
Just
oh my
stare at
goodness,
his
like
butt.
some of these men out here, and I ain't gonna listen. It was this guy that I was liking. He had both freckles and he had vitiligo, and he would not talk to me for nothing. I was like, so you just gonna make me be a man right now and just ask you if you would like to go on a date with me? And he was like, no, you ain't gotta do that because I'm not gonna date you. And I was
What?
so
Was he
hurt
gay?
by that. I was hurt. No, he wasn't gay. What happened is that as we got older, he was on my Facebook page. He realized I made a post about the odd things that I like about people that makes me so attracted to them. And he was like, wait, so several years ago, you really did want to date me? And I was like, absolutely. And he was like, I just thought you wanted to play me. I thought you were going to try
Oh,
to use
wow.
me for my money. I was like,
Mm-mm.
boy, look, I was like, I was absolutely into you. Everything about his whole facial feature made him sexy. Whereas other people did talk about him, I got that. But I'm like, you
Hmm
made me turn into a whole man role. And I was like, I'm never going to do that again. I will never do that again because
You
I
know,
took a chance being a man and I don't like being in man roles.
you
No,
know,
Yeah, I
no.
can't.
I'm gonna share something personal with you guys, man. When I was a teenager, I had acne real bad. My face looked like a pizza. Well, went to a dermatologist, got the
I'm sorry. I'm
treatments.
sorry.
No,
My
no.
face looked like a pizza.
It looked like a pizza.
A pizza.
Really
Like,
said like a pizza.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish this. I'm sorry. How dare I?
so
How dare I?
one day after I went to a dermatologist, the acne was gone, right? But I
Mhm.
still had the indentions. And the indentions would make me feel bad about myself. I always felt that, I can't even take a clean shave without seeing these stupid indentions, right?
Mhm.
Really?
And the crazy part was the one woman that I wanted to date throughout high school and kept in touch with me up until college came to me one day and says, I like those indentions. You got this
Aw.
ruggedness about you.
Mhm.
When I
See?
got into acting, my agent told me, because I told her I was going to get the surgery to smooth my face out. She says, if you do that, it'll be hard for me to find you work.
Oh
Mhm.
wow.
Lawrence
Yep.
Because you're
Fishburne.
unique.
Seal.
Yeah, you're
Don't
unique.
compare me to Seal now. I mean,
No, but shit, I won't. Trust me. Seal is. I don't know what y'all missing for the women. I mean, he is sexy.
Man,
oh
Seal was
God,
sexy.
Seal.
Seal was sexy. But when I
Mhm.
say that
Oh
to
no,
some
but y'all
people, they
making my
like, what?
you
I'm
With the
like,
black
listen,
leather
Seal
pants on.
sexy.
Mm-hmm.
y'all making my stomach hurt thinking about Seal for some reason. I don't know. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be
Speaking of
right back.
which, man, I gotta go get in the shower and hop in the Batmobile. I'm
Yeah, I
headed
got a long
downtown
day
tonight, man.
tomorrow.
Hey,
Yes,
listen,
sir.
I appreciate
Right.
all you
Y'all have a
Oh,
good night.
oh,
Thanks for
I
having
see
me
Be
what
on.
enjoy.
happened.
Be
I
enjoy.
see what happened. Jada get up on the panel, and now people want to leave because I'm late to the party. Is that what
Jada came back
happens?
from her date with Seal. Now she want us to stay here.
Right. She want to tell us all about Seal. Well,
Now,
I'll
yeah.
holler at you guys later. Much
All right,
love
Be
take
and light.
safe,
care.
sir.
Hey, much
Have a
love.
good
Have a
night,
great
Much
night.
Ricky.
love.
See
Good
y'all
night.
around.
Don't cut nobody hair.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
no.
ain't. I'm
Oh,
cutting my own.
And, and
And
cancel
make sure
and
y'all go
cancel that
subscribe.
OnlyFans.
Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to
oh
everybody.
Lord.
Good night, everybody.
Absolutely.
Oh, we
Goodness.
good. Any more
Uh-oh. Is it
questions,
just
Mr. Tough
me
Love?
and you, Miss Antonia?
Nah, I'm about to go hit
Yes.
this pool hall real quick and go win
About
me
to go
some.
get
Ain't going
drunk.
nowhere.
Huh?
Ain't going nowhere.
Okay, if
About to
that's the
get
case,
drunk.
what would Jesus
He's
do?
trying to make me jealous because I was on my vacation with my sweetie. So he wants
I
to
am not.
act like he
No,
got something to
I
do.
didn't
He
even know
been
you was on
he been
vacation.
waiting
That's
for me to say I was home
I
all
didn't even
night.
know you. Oh my God, this lady right here.
He been waiting for me to say I was home all
I
night.
didn't
He
even know.
couldn't go do nothing until I said I was home.
Ma'am, I didn't even know you. I didn't know where you was at. I never asked. You never.
You knew where I was at. Stop playing. You knew where I
Okay,
was at.
she's sick. She's sick. That's a,
Y'all are so cute.
she's sick.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So, what'll I make you?